professional here. Okay. So welcome everyone. Hope you're all having a fantastic evening. Glad to have you all back in our little story. Let's see. First things first. Are there any questions, objections, points of order, or jokes you want to make about previous session? Please do tell me now.
Forever hold your peace. Or forever hold your peace. To be your next.
Or keep your peace. Yeah, or forever hold your peace. Okay. We'll tend to do this every session just to keep. If somebody has a question that's not yet been asked in the meantime, just let me know that I can still address it here before we go into. That being told, last we left off, a peculiar vessel was traveling between the islands of the Prismarine Isles and was attacked by some sea creatures. Unbeknownst to the sea creatures, 5 new adventurers were on top of the ship and managed to protect and win a battle and save a little boy's life in the meantime. What else did happen? Are there other things that I forgot to mention? What happened last session? And this is a moment where you can all speak up and then.
Well, we had the best oatmeal of our lives.
We did.
Very good. We saw a first mate who had the fanciest boots in the world.
Some proficient note taking there.
I just want to flex my note taking. Yes.
Consider it flex. Anything else that might have happened? Anything else you picked up on?
Well, we were 30 kilometers off course, I guess.
Indeed.
Oh, yeah.
Now I'm gonna try this. If this doesn't work, can I? No, I cannot. Come on. I tried to get the Yuri sent me on how to show artwork in Roll20, but that doesn't seem to work for me. So I'll just try and get you all to a little to a new map, and if you reload, you should be able to see it.
All right,
you need to reload?
Yeah, I should be able to. Should be a map of the Prismarine Isles. That's it. Yeah. People popping in. Off. Okay. And then out. Save. Should be able to see the entire map right now.
Oh, hell yeah. Sweet.
So you are currently here. Just ping it for you there. You're currently there. Normally the course would take you up the side of Kai and then straight across to the fortress of Hastings. But you are actually quite a long ways off at this point. 30 kilometers. Let's just say that the square is about 15 kilometers, and you're 30 kilometers more south. You have been told that this is to experience the travel and to make it so that you're faster there. That's what you've been told right now, but that's the current situation. So that's to give you a location on the world where you are. That being said, I'm just going to quickly pop you back to Rebecca's Folly. There we go. And take ones away. And I'll start off by playing the opening music. And then we are good to go.
Jurassic Park, let's go.
I actually got a warning from YouTube last time for copyright infringement. Where is it? I'm still doing it.
Oh, I do love this music.
Shit, still haven't nailed the fade out. Need to work on that. Work in progress. So, welcome back. We find ourselves on the deck of the Rebecca's Folly, with a lot of fish humanoid corpses around you. Some of you are very bloodied. What do you want to do?
I want to see if they have something on their bodies.
Okay. Ever the more inquisitive fellow, you may roll for an investigation if you would be so kind.
Yes.
That doesn't seem bad. Investigation is on intelligence, and I do think you have a +1 to that, so no.
Nope. 0.
A 0,
So it's
so
19.
a 19. You find, let's say, the equivalent of 15 silver pieces.
15 or 50?
15 silver pieces.
Okay.
A barnacle encrusted dagger.
Yes.
And a little a necklace containing seashells.
Okay.
That's what you find on one of the corpses. And a quick search around learns you that the other corpses would... there's potentially some money, but the weapons is not really... The spears are stocked through, and they're not made for dwarf hands to be used, so they might not be usable for you. But you have an encrusted dagger with you, so that's something.
Yes.
Anything somebody else wants to do?
Has he looted all of the corpses?
I think the one that was in front of him, and you were both standing. I think if I'm just gonna put them back where they were a bit. Like one was over here, one was split in twain over here, one was killed here somewhere. So there are still several around you that you may try and investigate. Do be wary that some of you are still quite bloodied, if not say mortally wounded. from this encounter. So I have to give you that as well.
Right, I believe my health was, yes, 9 out of 17. So perhaps it's time for a little bit of self-healing.
Okay. This leads me to a little explanation of how hit points work in D&D. So you have a set pool of hit points which you can which increase by level. And there are two other ways you can get hit points. One is actually temporary hit points, which is a surplus to what you already have. And one is, so you have permanent, and the other one is additional hit points. They're two different things. Temporary hit points is actually a temporary increase of your maximum hit points. And additional hit points is something you get on top of that. If you would ever take damage, additional hit points will first be deducted, then temporary hit points, and then your normal hit points. This will be clear once you are later level, and I will repeat it then, because it's important for the use of spells. So how do you get hit points back? Well, there are actually a few ways. One is resting. If you take a long rest, and that depends on what race your character is, for elves, by example, it's 4 hours of resting. For every other character, it's 8 hours of resting. You will get your total amount of hit points back. So you will go back, if you have like 19, you will go back to 19 points after you take a long rest. The other thing you can do is use a short rest. Now, what is a short rest? A short rest is actually an hour or longer of non-active being awake. So you lay down, you read a book, you have a drink. That's considered a short rest. And you get hit points back, and you have on your character sheets, you have that little column that says hit dice. You can roll as many as you have left, and that's the amount of hit points you get back in that 1 hour of rest. Your hit dice resets every long rest. So if you use up 2 of your hit dice now, and you take a long rest, then you would get them back. If you would use a short rest now, and then later on in the day perhaps do that again, the same thing, you don't have them anymore in your pool anymore. So be mindful of that. And Jeroen, you're still on. Third way of getting your hit points is by spells. Spells and or abilities is a third way, and a very solid way to get your hit points. So, Rocky, if you want to gain hit points or gain hit points back, what are you going to do? Are you insisting you're going to take a long rest, or do you take a short rest, or do you use your spells?
Actually, perhaps I will refrain from using this spell, and I'll just do a short rest instead. But I would also like to check if there's anyone mortally wounded around me. I believe Nehek and Eleanor weren't doing very good.
How are you guys doing on hit points level?
Well, I'm at 5 out of 20, so at this point, I'm trying to drag myself back to my room, leaving a nice bloody trail on the floor.
Okay. And you?
Many of us here.
Okay. Give me a second. I think you took in total. Wait. 8 points of damage, I think you took. Yeah, I just rolled a d10 because I know you had 2 strikes on you, but I can't figure out the damage for the life of me, so you took 8 points of damage.
Okay.
So what you see is actually, so you are going to a short rest. That means that for the following hour, for story time, you will refrain from any active actions and try to regain a bit of your health points. That's perfectly fine. But you do see, before you do that, you do see Nehek slowly dragging himself across the deck towards the staircase that leads to the chambers or to the cabins of you. leaving a very bloody trail behind it. And you see Eleanor not looking her pristine best and looking kind of bloodied and a little bit bruised up as well.
May I begrudgingly use Cure Wounds on Nehek?
You may, and if you could read out how that spell works for us, that would be wonderful. Otherwise, I'll quickly look it up for you.
That's okay, I have the tab open right here.
Very well done.
A creature you touch regains a number of hit points equal to 1d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. This spell has no effect on undead or construct.
Okay. Your spell ability modifier should be +5, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct.
So you roll a d8 and add 5 to that, and that's the total amount of hit points that Nehek will heal.
Okay, so it's 8 plus 5. Before I do, I tell him, don't think too much about it. You're unsightly, that's all.
Okay.
Shit.
That's the full amount. So, Nehek, you see a little dwarf hand going towards you with a little scowl, and same sentence Rocky uttered. And she touches you, and you feel like your muscles relax. The blood stops pouring from different wounds you were having. I think you're almost up back to full health, or just missing 3 or 4 hit points left. I don't know.
I'm missing 2.
You're missing 2, so you actually go back to full health. The only thing is you have like a little muscle you pulled a bit, probably by jumping down from the balustrade. But for the rest, no further harm will come to you, and you are magically healed.
Well, I will, obviously, I will say just thank you, kid.
Kid? Of course you would call me a kid.
And
Shut up and go back to your room, Scaly.
Also, I will actually go back to my room and I'm gonna don my armor and grab all of my weapons, because we will not be caught off guard again.
Okay. Okay, you can do so. Be so kind to put yourself into your room. Thank you. I'll just switch a bit. Okay, the rest of you, Varys, Delch, and Eleanor, how are you reacting to the current situation?
I want to do a clean sweep of the ship to see if there are any enemies left.
Okay. Give me an investigation roll. Give me an investigation roll. And plus
17.
17. 17. Okay. Is anybody joining him in that? Are you?
Yes.
I'm
going to join him.
Okay. And you can roll a second time and take the best result of both of them.
Still 17. I have my intelligence right now. So 19, sorry.
No, it's 19, yeah.
Okay. You do not suffer any. Don't see anything actually. You make a clean sweep of the ship, starting from the bow to the stern, and you see the claw marks on the side of the ship where they crawled up, and you see them at both sides of the ship, which gives away that they were intending to come from both sides. But watching this, and Delphi also, the both of you have dark vision. You can see a little bit further out. They don't seem to be anywhere near the ship anymore, especially in the back, in the pantry next to the kitchen. You can't see any of them any longer. They were not far behind the boat when this conflict happened, but now they seem to be all gone. It seems to be smooth sailing, smooth sea everywhere. The only thing they left was the claw marks on the sides of the boat, but you found them at both sides, and also at the back at the window. Eleanor, what are you intending to do?
I think I'm injured, so I think I'm gonna take it short. Rest?
Okay. So you're also short resting.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. So for both of you that are short resting, you can take any number of your hit die, roll them, and add those hit points to your total.
Sorry,
So I have to roll 1d8. My hit point is 2d8, so I have to roll 1 or 2.
You can take the 2 or you can roll 1. You can make a choice there. Kiwi, on your character sheet, at the little tab hit points or hit dice, there should be a total number. I think it should be 2d8.
Hit dice, yes, 2d8.
So you can choose. You can either roll 1d8 or 2d8 and add that number to your current hit point total. If you would like to heal up right now. If you don't want to use any of your hit die, that's also possible. Then you're doing just a short rest and doing nothing for an entire hour.
Wait, these hit die are limited to 2 per session?
These are limited. You get more of them as you level up. And they are limited to actually a day. So between long rests, you have, in this case, 2 hit dice that you can use.
Okay, well, I will use just one in that case.
Okay, then roll me a hit die. So that's 5. There you go.
Okay, so 9 plus 5 is 14.
Okay. Let's just say that sweeping the ship from aft to stern is actually taking around an hour. Varys and Delph were doing that. And heck, I don't know how long it takes to put on your armor, but considering what happened, I might be tempted to call it an hour as well that you were busy doing that. Okay.
Well, it's heavy armor, so I guess it takes a while.
Okay. The ship is actually back moving to what resembles kind of a moving speed. During the battle, the anchor was way, then pulled in again, and I know it dropped and then pulled in again. But it seems like you now are back to the speed that you were traveling before this all happened. Anything else you would like to do? Anything you would like to investigate?
I'll go to my cabin and do a short rest.
Okay, so you're... okay, fine. Place yourself there. Anyone else?
Yeah, me as well.
Actually wanted to check on the crew, like make sure the peasants are okay.
Okay. From what you can tell, none of the crew were severely injured. Most stayed below deck during what happened. Some were actually preparing to join up top, but couldn't get there in time for whatever reason. The cook is wounded a bit, but seems to be tending to himself quite well. The captain seems fine, but the little boy that actually was dropped off the ship is barely clinging on to life. So it's actually, if you point with a flashlight in his eye, he will die. That's the level of aliveness that he has at this point.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, I do actually have some questions for the captain.
Okay. Then I would suggest do pose them.
Okay, but more in the sense that I would violently grab him by his collar and threaten to throw him overboard if he doesn't answer them genuinely.
Okay. You may roll me an intimidation check.
Okay.
Normally that is done on charisma, but seeing as your intent is to throw him overboard, you can roll that on your strength. So roll d20 at your strength modifier, and if you're proficient in intimidation, you can add +2 as well. So that would be
I'm
+6.
proficient in... Well, I'm +4 in intimidation as well.
Yeah, if you use charisma, but if you use strength, it's +6.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So +6. Wait, let me just quickly check if I'm proficient. I am proficient, yeah. So +7?
And +6.
Okay, +6.
So
Let's
d20
go.
+6.
All right.
Well, that's okay. Pose your questions. I really want to. I'm quite intrigued to know what you're going to.
Well, I'm just gonna spit him out in rapid succession, and he can take his time to answer. But what were those things? I heard we're off course. Why are we off course?
Okay.
Like, what was the whole drama with the half elf all about? Like, just start answering or start drowning.
Okay. Quickly retake my own notes, but yes, you heard that conversation between him and the half elf. So that's okay. So it goes like, I'm terribly sorry. I have no idea what happened here. No idea. I have never seen those creatures. I don't know where they come from. I never saw them. Yes, we are a bit, of course, if we would take the normal route, but we're taking a faster route to get you all safe and fast into the city of Arcades. So there's nothing to worry about. Again, please don't throw me off my own ship. But I really didn't want to. Pose a threat to anyone, and they didn't intend that this would happen. And the discussion with the half elf, which is actually the first mate and is standing behind you with a loaded crossbow, if I might just add. It was just a discussion, a matter of opinion, but I'm still captain of my own ship, and I do suggest, sir, respectfully, that you respect my authority on my own boat, if that's possible. Respectfully, of course.
Well, actually, I will. Is Rocky still around as well? Like, did anyone else hear the conversation I had with the captain?
I do think you. Well, anyone that's still on deck, so that would be Eleanor, Rocky, or Delch, is around.
Okay. Well, can I just beckon them over here? Because I really want to get to the bottom of everything now.
Okay, I'll just paint the scene a bit. Give me a second here. So there. Are you coming along or not?
Well, I'm coming, but can I keep a bit distance? Because I really want to know what's going on, but I'm not not yet.
Or you can just put yourself somewhere. I'm just putting you somewhere that seems logical. Okay, I'm just putting one extra here. Because what you see is actually this happening. You see Nehek almost pushing the captain over. And the captain is trying his best to explain the situation to you, what happened. But you also see the half-elf standing behind him with a crossbow aimed at his back. So it's a very tense situation.
Oh.
Nehek, you are, for this point, not aware that she's behind you.
Okay.
He just told you, to be careful, but you are now aware that she is standing behind you with a loaded crossbow. She's not taking it very well that you're threatening the captain to throw him overboard. So that's happening right now. Any reactions to it, Delch? Are you just standing there, or do you have any questions of yourself?
I just want to see where it's going.
Okay.
How my everything is frozen. Okay. Can we see how close the half elf is to shooting him? Is there an indication as how far he can go?
Give me an insight check, and I'll let you know if.
This man is so. It's. I think it's +2. Insight, yes.
Insight is based on wisdom.
Oh,
you only need one.
Oh my god! I thought it added a 2. That's ridiculous. I'll do it manually.
Roll again.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do this.
So
12.
You are under the impression if the captain gets pushed any further, she will fire.
Okay.
The half of is also quick redo there. It's also the navigator of the ship. So the one that actually told
me,
that you're off course by about 30 kilometers, and the one Rocky nobody else heard that conversation. But she told you that they were 30 miles of course, 30 kilometers of course.
Okay. I'm. Can I stand between the half elf and Niak. And can I go like, guys, this is. I know everyone is like stressed, and whatever happened was really intense, but maybe. And I'm looking at like the half elf and Nick, like maybe using violence is not getting us anywhere. So if you could like drag the captain back on the ship, and if you could lower your crossbow because it's fucking scary, lower it, please. And maybe we just can like talk about it.
Roll for persuasion, and I will roll for insight on.
Please be a 20.
The
It's plus 4, so it's 20.
Oh wow. Well, she believes you. So she like looks at you, looks at the situation, and heck, what are you doing in this instance? So you hear that going on right behind your back. You feel Eleanor's presence standing right behind you.
All right. Well, she made a very persuasive case, and I guess the half elf, did she lower her crossbow?
She is in the motion of tilting it upwards, so she can't actually directly fire at you without taking aim again.
Okay. Well, I will drag the captain back on board, but I will not let him go yet.
Okay. I will simulate that by.
And I will also grumble something like "Great, a pacifist."
Great what?
A pacifist.
Pacifist.
Which
Back off, Scaly.
Somebody that doesn't engage in warfare or attacking actions, and will always take. Pacifist is not non-reactory.
I'm like 1 meter 50. What you was thinking?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Varys, you're down in your cabin, so you can. You were taking a short rest. You can roll your hit die, if you would be so kind.
Hit die wasn't necessary. It was just to get my bonus action back. No,
Okay.
it's not held. So
Perfect. So that's happening right now while they are interrogating the captain. Anyone else want to ask anything of the captain at this point?
Staying out of this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I am going to say the captain like the question that he asks.
And
I think you always.
And he
An
goes again,
explanation?
he starts stammering again, and he goes like, "Yes, I have no idea. I have no idea where these creatures came from. Yes, of course, we are 30 kilometers, of course, but that's only and the only reason for that is so we can actually make use of a faster trade wind that we can have here to get to Arcades as soon as possible to keep the trip a little bit shorter than expected. I thought we could save up a day and a half, perhaps, on our travel time by using this route. If that's not okay for you, I will happily navigate back to the traditional course. It's perfectly fine, but I have no idea where these creatures came from. I have no idea what they were looking for. I have no idea.
Does that mean it's the first time you're taking this course?
No. It is not the first time I am taking this course, but it is. It's just I wanted to make sure that we got as fast as possible to the city of Arcades. That's it.
Okay.
Well, fine. I guess I will let him go, but I will firmly imprint on him. Any more deviations from plan when you're swimming to Arcades?
Of course, sir. Of course, we'll try our best, and then we will navigate safely towards. You can be assured of that. We'll make all due haste to get you to Arcades as fast as possible. And I really don't want to swim because I highly hate swimming, actually, to be quite honest. And then you see him pull his coat up and then tap himself a bit down, and he's visibly shaken by the entire ordeal, especially being almost thrown overboard by a dragonborn that's like 30 centimeters bigger than him. So it's quite an intimidating sight. And then shakenly he holsters his pistol, and his sword is dangling to the side, and he's a mess. He's a total mess. But he gives out some orders like maintain course and put full sails on, and then he tries to get away, tries to avoid people, goes around everyone, and disappears into the captain's quarters. So it is now almost, let's say, 10:30 in game time, 10:30 at night, 10:30 p.m. Any more plans? You see the half-elf actually holstering her crossbow as well, looking at you all and seeing, like, see you in the morning and stepping away rather brusquely, also towards the captain's quarters and entering there.
And I keep my eyes on her and make sure that she's out of our sight. And I would like to ask if there's any of the corpses left.
Yeah, they are still strewn about. Unless you guys, there are still a few strewn about.
Yes.
The cook is actually packing them all together and then throwing them on a pile just to be thrown overboard. So that's happening to the sides as well. The cook didn't react during the entire kerfuffle with the captain. He was just busy, very dutifully taking the corpses to the side of the ship.
I very much would like to look through that pile of corpses and see if I can dig out anything for myself.
Okay, you can roll an investigation check, but because Delha already went through it quite vigorously, you'll have to roll it with disadvantage in this case.
Very well. I have only one an investigation.
So 2 dice, lowest number as your bonus. That will be your score.
Let's see. 2 d20s.
Mm-hmm. Still good.
I'll be taking the 17 plus 1, which is 18.
18, okay. You go through them as well, and you find a little pouch containing 1 gold piece and some what can best be described as shark teeth in it. And also you find on several of the corpses, nearly all of them, you find necklaces or arm bracers made of like some sort of string with little shells and conches on it.
I do like those a lot because they remind me of my god.
So you can add those to your inventory.
Very well.
Is there a way I could eavesdrop between the captain and the half-elf?
Yes, you can. So you're running up to the captain's quarters.
Mm-hmm.
I would like you to roll me a stealth check to see if you can make it to the door without making a sound. So that would be a d20 plus 5 in your case. So 13. Well, that's good. You get to the door and you can hear some conversation. And though it is hard to pick up the entire sound because the creaking of the ship, the wind in the sails, some of the crew members at the sails shouting at one another make it hard for you. But you can out.
Do I have an advantage because it's like a thingy?
Yeah, already calculate. That's still plus 5 you get.
Oh. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, just give me a second because I might have miscalculated that. Stealth plus 5. No, you have a stealth 1 plus 3 plus 2. Yeah. So what you pick up on is some words and sentences. So one is actually you can hear the navigator asking saying yeah, this weather won't hold.
This what?
This weather won't hold.
Yeah. Okay.
and you hear the captain stammer like, I am very sure it will. And then you can't really describe who said it, calling out to go back. But
Like
you have no idea.
asking to go back.
Yeah, go back.
Okay.
Full stop. And that's what you can pick up from the conversation, eavesdropping through a door on a moving ship. Yeah, that's what you can pick up for now.
Okay.
Okay. Corpses have been searched. Healing has been done to some of you. Others have been quite busy. Anything else anybody wants to do?
Oh, can I see Doug from where I'm standing?
Yeah, it's just be to the left of you on the balcony of the middle deck.
Can I just approach him?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Rocky, you're in the way. Do you step aside or are you just being belligerent again?
I will glare at him a little.
Okay.
Because I think it was quite stupid of him to threaten the captain.
Okay, that's valid. But do you step aside or?
I will hold my ground a little bit, but eventually, due to sheer size difference, I will step aside and grumble something about annoying scalies.
Okay.
Whatever you say, kid.
Back off, you
I will
lizard
stand
brains.
next to Delph for a bit. I will just try and like strike up a conversation. Well, very short. I will just say like I feel like someone should be standing watch at all times from now on. What do you think?
Well, the captain still does what he does. So
I think the captain has shown that he is plenty incompetent when it comes to security.
that's true for a bit, yeah. But still, if you do something against the captain, then the whole crew will be against you. So you have to be careful with what you do.
Maybe so, but I think we should. I think we should keep our own watch at night.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. I would say 4-hour shifts maybe, while the other one gets some rest.
Sure.
All right. I'll take the first one. You take the second.
Okay.
All right. Fair deal. And well, that was it for me.
Okay. It's around 11:30, 12 when this all comes to a close. You see Grumgrash, the cook, go like, do you need anything else of these corpses? Otherwise, I'm going to throw them overboard.
Not that
can
I
I-
can pick off.
Can I keep the coral hammer from the main boy?
Oh yeah, I can. It's still there. It does feel it's like a regular warhammer. So I think you are naturally proficient with all manner of weaponry. This is just a simple warhammer, but like a wooden stick, and then the coral block on top that functions as the hammerhead. So you can add a coral hammer to your inventory. That's perfectly fine.
Okay.
If nobody else objects, Grumbrash looks at you and then he just picks up two of the corpses and yeets them overboard, and picks up two more and yeets them overboard, and the last two he actually does a little flourish and throws them overboard. And for the first time in your travel on the ship, you see him kind of smiling. And he goes up into the kitchen and goes inside, and you see him actually again tending to the wounds of the little boy there, and that's it. So you four are now left on the deck, unless you all went to your cabin. So Delg and Hek discussed between one another something for a watch. Do you share that with the other ones? Because two are still on deck with you. One is in the cabins below. So do you inform anyone? Do you?
Well, Because from where me and Doug are standing, like we just see Rocky, and then we see Eleanor pressing her ear against the door, right?
Yeah, that's actually what's happening.
Okay. So we see a 12-year-old kid and an elf that is listening at a door.
Yeah.
So I think I will I think I will just go with a trustworthy dwarf with a warhammer or war axe.
Both. A battle axe and a
Both.
warhammer.
There we go. So I think I will just put my fate in the guy with the battle axe.
Okay.
And leave it at that.
Okay. Good. Yeah. The clock ticks further. Are you guys going to bed down for the night, or are you staying on deck? Or
Well,
okay.
I'm gonna be.
Okay. Delg or Nehek, which one of you two will take first shift in watch? And if the other ones are all right, you can put yourself into your cabins if you would be so kind.
Well, actually, Doug, I'll leave it up to you because you have dark vision. If you want to take the first watch, I believe.
Oh yeah, sure. I wouldn't mind that. Taking first watch.
Okay, then I will take second.
Which cabin was mine again?
You were in cabin 3 or 5. It doesn't matter. Just pick one.
Who's still on deck?
No, 3 or 2 then.
Who's still on deck when I finish off eavesdropping?
You only see Delg on deck at that point. And you see what is the top of Rocky's paper hat just disappear below the balustrade towards the cabin.
Can I run after Rocky?
Yeah, of course.
Because he's he's the one. I know he, she. I'm doubting.
It doesn't matter.
Okay. And you come down and you go into the place where the cabins are. And you see the cabin right next to yours, because you were in cabin 1.
Yes.
Is the one that Rocky goes into.
Okay. And okay. So I'm in front of a door, actually.
Yeah, you're in front of a closed door. If she closes the door behind her, which I think he will have done.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna knock.
Who is it?
Sorry.
Who is it?
totally on guard. It's Eleanor.
Oh, all right.
The-
I guess
the-
you can come in.
Oh my god, this is cute. We talked earlier, right? During dinner.
We did.
Yeah. I first wanted to go to the big dragon guy, but I think he's a bit too aggressive, and I don't trust him that much. So I thought I'll come over to you. So I was eavesdropping to the captain's. How do you say that in English? Cabin? Yeah. I was eavesdropping to the captain's cabin because you saw him almost throw the captain overboard.
I did, although I don't condone those actions.
No, me neither. I don't think. I mean, he did have a point. So I didn't trust it, so I went eavesdropping. I think something's up. Not with him, but with the weather, because I don't know if it was right, but I heard a voice asking to turn around the ship.
What?
Yeah, and something about the weather. I think he said the weather won't hold or something. I couldn't make full sentences about it, but something is going on. But I just don't know.
Don't stand outside in the corridor. Come inside and we'll talk properly.
Actually, since I were in the corridor, did I hear any of this?
Oh no!
Make perception check.
Okay, my perception is. Let me just quickly check.
I'm not gonna make friends with
It's +4.
So roll d20 add 4 to that.
Fuck my life. Shit.
You heard that entire conversation and
No!
It's a ship wall. It's rather thin, and you heard it from A to Z.
Okay. Well, I will not act on any of it, but I will remember this for later.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you stay back where you are still.
Don't know that
You aren't.
I don't, but
Yeah.
Okay. Then I just come inside.
Okay.
Because I didn't hear anything of the watch, the conversation between Neg and Delg, I came out of my cabin and go to the upper deck to do a watch on my own.
Okay. Varys, for point of reference, you may roll a perception check as well to see if you also heard that entire conversation in the corridor.
oh crap.
I know, right?
Such a sneaky elf.
Ah,
Ten.
10. You caught Eleanor and Rocky talking to one another, but it was too vague, or you were not really focusing on it to catch up on any of it. So you know that they two were talking into the corridor, and then you hear a door shudder after it, but you have no idea what the contents of the conversation were. Okay, so you make your way up deck, and you see Delg still standing there. And then I will come back to you in the cabin for that conversation. So I'll be right there with you. So what do you do?
I will go to Delg and start a conversation about why you're still up. Are you holding the watch as well?
Yes, me and Neg talked about it to be sure that nothing special happened again.
Okay. Maybe I can help. I will go to the upper deck to the front to see if there is anything.
Sure, that would be very helpful.
Because we have both night vision, I think you can see in the dark as well.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Then I will go in the front of the deck and I keep the watch over there.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. The half elf and the dwarf in the cabin. What are you going to discuss with one another?
So first of all, you say there's something about the weather. We could check this ourselves if we have the proper tools.
Can we? Well, I can't, anyways. I wouldn't know how.
But perhaps I could. I do have some knowledge on this after all.
Yeah, because you're like a navigator, right?
That's right.
Okay.
What else did you hear?
No, and by the way, there was a third person in the room. I think, I don't know. I didn't recognize the voice, so I don't know who it was, but he insisted of turning back. So I don't think this is really good.
Well, that's not very reassuring.
So maybe if you could like figure out what's the weather is going to be if we just take this course. I don't know how bad it's going to be, but
yes, I'm willing to check that out. Do you want to warn the others? Or we can also keep this between us, of course.
Maybe just check the weather first. Because
Gotcha.
who do you want to inform, by the way? Because I don't know if the crew is like into all this or not. So I don't know who we can trust or cannot trust.
Good
For that
point.
matter.
Very good point. Let me see what I have in my tools. Side note. As a navigator, I believe I should have some vague notions of like meteorology and all that. But do I actually need to have any special equipment?
If you
Or can I improvise?
if you're like improvising this, having tools at your disposal or not is very inconsequential to the overall results. You're guessing at this, so that actually means what I would say you're doing is make me a standard intelligence check, just to give me an idea of what you pick up by looking outside your portcullis and actually having a look outside to the weather. Indeed, because you have dark vision and it's a very starry night and the moon is up, there's quite some distance that you can see from the ship, might give an indication, and also things like wind pattern, the draft of the water against the ship. So there's a lot of things you can actually check. So give me just a general intelligence check, and I'll see what you discern from there.
That will be 1d20 plus modifier of 1.
Your intelligence score of indeed 1.
Okay.
So 80. Okay. What you can tell actually is at this point you're experiencing quite a very heavily westerly wind. So wind is pushing you out west, which accounts for the speed the boat is making. You can see the water is fairly calm. It's not plain. There are some waves actually bobbing up and down, but it's not that hard, and they're pushing along with you. But what you can tell is actually far out, it seems that some clouds seem to appear to the south. You can see the stars, and there are many stars in the heavens on the plane of existence. But you can see actually just above the horizon, which would indicate around 10 kilometers out, you can see actually clouds starting to form up. But that's the only thing you have. So you have clouds to the south and the wind that's pushing you in westerly direction.
Okay. I will relay this information to Eleanor and say that we should definitely keep our eyes peeled for more changes. This could be bad.
Yeah, could you maybe give a heads up when you think it's about to get worse?
You have my word, Mrs.
Nice. Okay. I my room is just next to yours, so if you want to say if something is up or something, just knock on my door and I'll open. It's okay. Even it's middle of the night, it's okay.
Very well. But you should probably get some rest.
Yeah, I think that's
youngsters like you need some.
That's true though. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna go back.
Off you go. Good night.
Thank you, you too.
Okay. The gentleman at the deck. Varys and Delch, I want you both to throw me a perception check, and that will simulate actually taking the first watch, so the first 4 hours of this night. So that was okay.
I see shit.
And Delch has perception of +3, so that means 16. Okay. Indeed, Varys, you go actually to the front of the ship, and you try to look again for the scratch marks you saw earlier, and so you bend down a bit to look, and there's just a little spray of salt water that just hits you square in the face, and it's really hard to get out, and your eyes burn a bit, and then you have real difficulty to get it out, and after a few, actually, that corrosive effect of having salty in your eye, you just, after a few minutes, you come to the conclusion, yeah, I'm just going to grab some water and clean my eyes out a bit. But for the rest of the evening, you do tend to see, if you look out, you see light sparks in your eye, just because your eye's physiology is completely off-centered. So you can't seem to see anything actually, except a few meters out of the boat, and there's nothing really catching your attention. Delch, for you, it's actually kind of the same thing. It's a starry night. You see the crew working, the night crew working the sails, but there is nothing actually that indicates anything out of the ordinary, anything odd. It seems that you got away unscathed from what could have potentially been a very dangerous situation. After those, or is there anything you still want to do in those 4 hours except keep an eye on the WhatsApp?
Not really, no.
Okay. So you 4 hours pass, and you can hear that actually by the bell on top of the ship ringing 4 times, and then it's 4 a.m. Are you waking up, Nihek, or how are you going? You want to do this?
4 hours have passed, right? You said
4 hours have passed.
Yeah, then I will dutifully go up to the deck to relieve Delg.
Okay. So you pass one another. Anything you want to say to one another, or it's just like
it's been a quiet night so far, so yeah.
All right. Let's try and keep it that way.
And Varys was also checking, was also doing watch. So
all right. Well, I'll tell him I'll also check in with Varys to see if he spotted anything unusual.
Okay.
I came to the deck where Dag was standing. I didn't see anything either. It was a cold night for me.
Okay, great. Well, I think I will go and stand where Varys was standing.
Okay.
Just keep watch there.
Front of the ship. Okay. Perfect. Roll me a perception check if you would be. So,
all right. Just double check my perception again. I think it was plus.
Yeah, that's quite. Yeah, perception.
Plus one.
Plus one for you.
All right, let's go.
So 12. Nothing really happening much. So you see at around 6 a.m. You see like the crew changing out. So you see them climb down, and then some boys go up to the sails. Somebody takes over the wheel. Nothing really that catches your attention. You try to keep an eye onto the water and stuff like that. Nothing really happens during your watch. Would you be so kind to roll me a D10 though? Just standard D10. See if anything at all happen. Okay, 8. Okay. Around the time that your watch will be ending, so around 8 a.m., you see one of the crew go into the ship and then bring up the navigator, who comes to stand actually almost next to you and goes like, "Oh, good morning. How are you? How did you sleep?" Do you respond to this, or just your?
I'm sorry. Who did you say this was? The navigator.
The navigator, the one that actually threatened you the night before with her crossbow.
I'll just tell her I slept like what's the expression I'm looking for? Slept like a log. Thank you.
Okay, good to hear that. My apologies for the situation yesterday, but I couldn't be sure how well it would continue from there on. I have some bad news, I think, concerning how the journey will go. We're actually going to a piece of the sea that's known for its sandbars, and we have to be very careful that we don't run aground. So our travel time will be extended by, I think, half a day, but then we should be able to clear it without any issue. My apologies, but we try to get the ship as safely as possible through it.
So, can you tell me how we didn't know about these sandbanks before? Because I'm sure those didn't just appear out of thin air.
Oh, no, they've always been here, but normally the drift lets us pass to the northern side of them. But because of the wind, it's actually turned a bit from full western to southwestern a bit, and actually blown us just into the outer reaches of it. So I just want to make sure I can go through this and navigate at full speed, but if we run aground here, we're miles of any help, miles of any coastline, and just want to make sure that we're passing it as safely as we can. Also, this gives us an opportunity to stock up on some fish, because fish tends to be around these sandbars as well, so we can actually get some extra supplies in. So my apologies, but this is something that tends to happen from time to time.
Well, my boy knows fuck all about sailing, so can I just check to see if she's lying to me or not?
I'll roll me an insight check then.
Insight. Once again, checking my paper here. All right, 1 as well.
So 12?
Yeah.
She seems to be telling you the truth.
Okay.
There's no intent to be lying in how she's explaining it.
All right. Well, I will also, offer my apologies for yesterday. Tensions got high. the adrenaline from combat was still pumping, and I'm sure we can all just move on with our lives and call water under the bridge.
But of course, this happens. I get it. I must say thank you for helping us protect the ship. But let's call it indeed water under the bridge or behind the stern, as you would like to call it. I have to go back to my duties. I have to have a course to plan and the sail to manage. So, wish you a very fine day. I do.
Okay.
She walks off.
Oh my god.
Okay, that counts as
Oh
making,
my god.
that counts as making the
Carry
DM
on,
laugh.
fellas.
That's real roleplay right there.
Yeah.
Like it is.
An extra point was added for that. Thank you.
An extra experience point.
An extra bonus point was added for that. So well done. Making the DM laugh. I told it the first time. Making the DM laugh, always a good idea. Anyways, you all seem to come to consciousness. All your hit points have been reset to the full amount. All your spell slots have been filled up. Abilities that need a long rest have been replenished. So you're back to your normal state. And you awaken to the sounds of the crystal in your cabins going like, yes, I'm sorry, but we have some breakfast ready for you all if you want to join us on the top deck. And then silence.
Grumble.
Can I throw my pillow at the thing?
You may throw your pillow at the thing.
I'm throwing my pillow at the thing.
Okay. Roll a ranged attack roll.
Really?
Yeah. Just want to see what happens if you break the damn thing around. Just give me a d20. I just want to see what happens.
Oh my god! If this is a natural 20, I'm quitting ASAP.
Oh.
With your sleepy head into your pillow, and then you hear the voice of the orc going, and you're like, oh my god. So you take up your pillow, you throw, and you hear something clatter from the wall down. So you quickly look up, like, scared that you destroyed the crystal or something, but it's just something like a little painting that was on one of the walls, just came down,
Okay.
and is now laying on the floor. But you're laying in your cot without a pillow, but yeah.
Okay.
Frustration done.
Thank you.
Anybody else doing something?
I will go up deck to get some food.
Okay.
Same here.
I'm just gonna
text. Time out for a sec.
Yeah.
Can I take a quick bathroom break? Break. Quick bathroom break.
Of course, please do. Don't let you go for bathroom break.
Yes, I'll be right back.
Okay. The rest of you? Or do we wait? I can also call for a 5-minute break for everyone. So if you want to replenish food or drinks, that's maybe now the moment to do that.
Actually, yeah, then I'll go and grab.
Jordi, jij bent een nald. Wat een nald.
Alright, be back soon.
Good. Ik ga ook even tijd
Ça va.
Dat gooi je. Ik ga drinken pakken. Ik moet wel meer moeite doen, dat is niet fair. Nu ben je niet fair. Come on, good.
Dus mijn mic stond er net nog aan, zeker.
Ja, een beetje master wel.
Hallo?
Ja.
Kom ik goed binnen qua geluid? Ik heb dat net even aangepast.
Ja, ça va, geen probleem.
Ja, je merkt wel een verschil als je naar links kijkt, wegkijkt van je mic. Dan merk je een verschil. Maar voor de rest perfect.
Oké.
Ik ben overschakeld naar push-to-talken.
Dat is heel clever dan. Ik kon niet een privégesprek met mijn vriendin volgen. Maar gaat mij ook niet goed dat ik zei, Jeroen, we horen nu, hè.
Nee.
Ja, ik had het door. Dat moet niet worden.
Hallo.
Hallo.
It is I.
It is the fruit with the paper head.
With the paper hat. Yes. Oh, went back atop my head.
Well, that's actually, we've already been playing for about an hour and 15 minutes, I think.
Yeah, time's going fast. I'm really enjoying this session.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, paper hat.
Who is throwing beer bottles around?
Oh,
Yuri?
there's stuff going on downstairs. Not bad things, I assure you.
I think these are some very spicy nuts.
I don't want them then.
Yeah, they're very spicy.
It says it's.
Yeah, it says spicy on the bag, but I didn't believe it because they put spicy on it.
They put spicy on the back, but
Same with these ones. It says hot and spicy, but okay.
those are the best Pringles.
Yeah.
That is spicy.
But those aren't spicy at all.
No. Oh.
I didn't have a spicy one.
Oh, you just had a tame one. Could be that I had a very spicy one, and that's what's throwing me off.
Weak. No. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. I'm so spicy. I am so.
Darling, can you roll me a 6 series of 4 D6s and drop the lowest number if you would be kind?
Directly apologize.
Call a character, apologies accepted.
Can we have some glue or tape by any chance?
Probably downstairs, yeah.
That means no, I'm not. Name it. We've been.
Hell yeah, we back.
Okay, welcome.
Also, behold the magnificent whiskey glasses that I got from my girlfriend for Christmas.
Oh, we are beholding. But Henk, your camera is not on.
Oh, wait, it's not?
Oh, it's not.
It's on.
No, it's
Yeah,
not on.
because thing is, right, like, for Kiwi, all the cameras are on. For me, Ken, yours and Delk's camera is off, so it's a bit inconsistent, it seems.
For me, it's only Mehek. That's off.
Yeah.
I'll try and refresh.
I am
Yeah,
refreshing.
I'm refreshing as well. System crash. No.
Refreshing.
But you're all at the bottom again. Jesus, I have to.
Oh, there he is. Now I see him.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah. Wait.
Yes.
Oh yeah, now all the cameras are on. Okay.
How do you get them upstairs, above your screen?
If you go over it, there should be like a little icon that's with like the 4 points,
you can move
and
them
then you
around.
can just move them around. Dun, ding around. Sorry. Okay. That being said, breakfast is served. Anyone else actually moving towards
I'm
the
not
kitchen?
actually in my room, so I didn't hear any of that.
Okay. But you gather from some of the crewmates talking to one another that breakfast is ready at this point, and there is something to eat.
Well, I've been standing watch for 4 hours, so I'm starving. I'm gonna go to get breakfast as well.
Now Kiwi's camera is off. It's so weird.
Oh yeah, now you guys are suddenly inactive. I mean, wait, what? Do I need to refresh?
No, it's okay. I fixed it again. Weird.
Yeah. Okay. So the same curious procedure you saw the previous days now happening again. So actually, somebody is knocking on the door, and a bowl gets really thrust outside, and the door gets closed again, and you hear the latch close afterwards. That's what's happening right now. Again, it's a sort of a breakfast stewy thingy, very rich in protein, very nourishing, quite good. Has a little taste of saffron in it, and again, amazing food. And you're again amazed by the culinary skills of the cook, and then the way he looks and acts, and then compared to his culinary skills, it's quite a difference. Are you all joining for breakfast at the same table? Are some staying in bed?
I'm at a different table, apparently.
Yeah, you don't have to be if you don't want to.
No, I'm just sitting there eating, waking up.
Waking up.
I want to ask on Nick, how was your watch? Did you see anything?
No, all quiet, same as you guys. Let's hope it stays that way.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't think we should carry like the watch through all day, because with the amount of people on deck during the day, it seems a bit redundant.
That is a valid point.
I'm gonna make my way over to the breakfast tables. By the way,
Okay.
do I? Yeah, because I heard about them doing the whole watchy business, right?
Oh, I'm just gonna.
Let's just say that you do. That you passed by at the moment that we're discussing that, and you heard them actually talking about keeping a watch all day and then not doing it because it doesn't make any sense.
Okay, I will keep a note of this and enjoy my breakfast.
Okay. So same thing. You knock on the door gets opened, the bowl gets thrust out, and a spoon closed again. You hear the latch close. In the kitchen itself, you can hear the sound of the young boy that you saved the previous day, talking. But it's clear from how he sounds that he's not completely up to par yet, but he's feeling. He's walking around and talking.
Well, that's a relief. I'm not gonna act upon it for now. I'll just eat first.
Okay. Eleanor?
I'm just eating as well.
Just eating as well. Okay. Breakfast comes to close. You knock on the door. The cups get pulled back in. Your cutlery is getting pulled back in. The door closes, and you hear some mumbling sounds, and that's it. Currently, what's happening actually on the ship? Most of the crew are awake at this point, and you see some of them actually bringing up what seems to be like large nets and then casting them out to the side of the ship, and then they try to make the best of the situation right now. So they're actually starting the process of collecting fish for the day, seeing as they can't make that much speed. Some of the sails are completely drawn up. So they're actually trying to keep the speed down a bit, just to make sure that they don't hit any obstacles along the way. Is there any of you that have anything planned, or do you want to do anything like help out? You can help out around the ship. You can have a look around. You can also use the day just to be leisurely and then sleep and walk around. It's all to you.
I will sit on the top of the deck in the front of the ship.
Bit of your position for the entire journey already.
Indeed, it's my place now.
Just extra markers symbolize crewmates. Okay. Anybody else wants to do anything, or are you just all doing the same, just hanging around?
Well, I will go in the exact opposite direction to the back of the ship, where I was during the battle with the captain, where we saw like the red glowing orbs behind us, just to kind of reassure myself that they're not still there.
Okay. Rocky?
I'm going to move to the front of the ship where I can feel the breeze, and I'm going to take a bit of time to pray to my god, Nalu.
Okay. You can do that. Is that the place where Varys is? Because there is like a little balcony, a level below that, where you can sit in all privacy.
That would probably be for the better.
Okay.
Which balcony?
I will put you there. Bloop.
Bloop. Very nice, thank you.
Okay. Delg?
I will just walk around on the ship and see. Just walk around the ship, the whole ship, from up to down.
Okay. Anywhere in particular that you want to start, or just going like,
just walking around a bit.
Okay. I'm going to put you just at the mid deck, where you have all the front and the back easily accessible. You're just walking around. Okay, Eleanor, anything you want to do? You can help out the crew. You can
Can I check on the boy?
Yeah, you can. So you knock onto the kitchen, and Grumgrash opens and like, dinner is not ready yet. But what do you say?
No, I know. I just want. I just wanted to ask how the boy's doing.
Come in then, come in. And then he opens up the door a bit, and you can see the small boy like sitting there, bandaged up still, breathing, alive, but like not feeling his upper best. His very happy demeanor of the previous day and his very independent demeanor has diminished somewhat.
Okay. Can I go up to him and just ask him, like, do you maybe just want to play some? I have a deck of cards with me. Do you want to maybe play some games?
And then he looks at Gorgras and he goes like, "Can I?" And Gorgras goes, "Yeah, of course. There's nothing left you can do except cut carrots." So yeah, he seems very anxious to play a game with you. Are you teaching him a game? Just describe the general situation.
Yeah, maybe not that I have any just like maybe teach him like I don't know, a game that I play with Felix when I was still at home, and just keeping him a bit distracted.
Okay.
I just want to yeah.
Okay. Here. Fuck's sake, don't tell me. Okay, never mind. I thought I had a child, but yeah, it's a female child, but for all intents and purposes.
It's okay.
There we go.
We don't
And he seems very eager to play a game with you, and he's quite eager to play. He can't do, he doesn't get the finesse of the game right away, but he's very eager to play. And then after a few hours, even you see like he's toddling off and getting a bit tired, but he seems to be distracted from what pains him, and you have a feeling that he's feeling a bit better afterwards, but very tired.
Okay.
And at a certain point, he starts yawning, and Grum goes like, "Maybe you should go back to bed, sleep. Dinner will be ready soon." So that's what happened. Okay. The rest of you, Rocky, you attend your prayer and you speak to your God. What you talk about is completely your own. I'm not going to ask. Varies for you. You see across the ocean and
Do I hear anything of Rocky praying, or?
For where you're standing, make me a perception check. I think that would not be so. No, your passive perception is 14. So yeah, you hear Rocky praying on the deck below you. Do you respect that, or do you eavesdrop in, or?
I respect it, but I want to see if I can catch up on our sketch that he is not a guy but a girl. If you pay attention at it or not.
Okay. So that's an interesting one. Do make me that insight check if you would be so kind. Just to see if you can pick up on anything. Rocky, give me
That's
performance check. Yeah, this is you trying to hide the fact, to hide the gender fact from prying eyes.
I'm interested because I'm not trying to hide anything.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but you, out of context, you are a girl dressing as a boy, eh?
So something like that, I suppose. Okay,
So, yeah.
I have 0 for performance. All right, that will be a D20. Oh no.
Varys, you try not to intrude on a sick what you understand is a sacred ritual and the ritual of praying, but you tend to look over and as she is praying, you can see actually a piece of the beard detaches, and very quickly she puts it back up again and looks around, and you know what happened. You just dropped in on somebody actually. trying to hide something, and you back off away, but a bit. But you are very aware that there is something not completely forthright about Rocky and by that act. So you are aware that something is off.
Okay, I will keep it for myself from now, and don't tell anybody about it.
Okay. After a while, standing at the front of the deck, you are joined by the navigator, who is actually looking over the sides and using her telescope. How is it called? To actually have a good look on the ocean. And she says, like, yeah, if you wait here for half an hour, you will see like a big sandbank appear on the left side. So it's going to be quite interesting because we have to go through a very narrow channel. So it might be quite an interesting thing if you never saw it before, but actually basically sand and water. But it's interesting to navigate through. How did you recover from last night? She asked.
Oh, fine. Wasn't that hard. I'm trained for this kind of stuff, but it was a kind of surprise that the monsters were appearing. Last evening, I think someone said about the crew that we are not taking the usual route and it's not safe. Was that the case? Or
not safe is a big word. We're not taking the usual route. I'm not going to lie about it. I think at this point everybody knows already, and if they don't, then they're just plain stupid. But we are taking a different route than usual. We're a bit more southern than the normal route, but we're making use of a good wind here to make some extra speed. The captain was very adamant about making good time on our routes. So it's not open war. In open war, this would be a very dangerous zone, but it's not open war. We can pass here fairly safe, except some sand banks and stuff like that. But for the rest of it, it's quite easy to sail through. So we're just making good time. That's all. So we're not in any inherent danger.
Can I do an insight check?
But you can, of course. And if I'm not mistaken, you are trained at that.
Oh my god.
Jeebus, man. Buy some new dice. I know they're digital dice. Fuck off. Let's see how forthright she is. She seems what she told you is true. But you do wonder what she hasn't told you. So what all she said is true, but you are aware that she's keeping some intelligence back. Especially in the way she used the words. That's actually what you get from that.
Okay, I will discuss it later with the other team members or the other crew on deck or passengers.
Okay, so that happens. Eleanor is busy. Nehek, throw me a perception check. Or are you actually actively looking for something, or are you just scanning the horizon and stuff like that?
I was mostly just reassuring myself, like, all right, nothing's behind us anymore. Like, just kind of for my own good conscience.
Okay. Do roll me a perception check. I'm just gonna. You're vaguely aware and actively, not actively looking for something, but just D20. So that's 10. Not a lot that you can pick up to. Everything seems to be normal, but again, you are not normal on traveling on sea, except above sea. That's what your normal traveling is, but on sea, that's really new. But everything seems to be in order. There's nothing much. At a certain point on the left side of the ship, you can see like a large sand dune veer out of the water, and you see the ship go rather close by it, but then turning a few points ahead and then turning away from it again. So you are aware that you are going between sandbanks, but it seems to be all in order. Nothing really that catches your attention.
Okay. Who is actually because the person steering the ship is around here as well, right? Like,
Yeah.
Who is it?
That's the first mate. I don't know if you met her. She wasn't present during the battle, but she's been.
Yeah, she showed me the cannon.
Yeah, she showed me the cannon indeed. So she is actually steering the ship, and every few a quarter of an hour, half an hour, sometimes an hour in between, she gets pointers from the navigator and turns the ship accordingly. So she is actually now in command of the ship.
Okay. Well, I can actually move to her, like strike up a conversation.
Of course, of course.
I'll just say greetings.
And salutations to you yourself, sir. Here for another War Machine lesson?
Not quite. I actually wanted to inform our Arcades. You ever been there before?
Several times, yes. It's actually our main route that we take. We travel between Kai and Tantravaya on the regular. So I've been a few times there. What do you want to know?
Well, maybe a peculiar question, but have you heard any news of any kind of archaeological digs in the area? Or finds?
The Prismaline Isles and the Kaleidoscopic Isles at large are one gigantic playground for archaeology and everything surrounding it. It's actually, to be quite sure, honest, it's one of the main trades of these isles, artifacts and stuff like that. The folks at the homelands are wild for them, and some people do make a pretty penny with it. So,
anything draconic in nature that popped up lately?
Not that I can recall. There was some talk of an ancient temple somewhere in the jungles on Tantravaya, but it was the Mackenzian estate that was helming that expedition, but I don't know if they already went or it was 3 weeks ago that we on our final trip from Tantravaya to Kai that I heard something about it, but I don't know if they're still hiring anything. It might be something you might be interested in.
I think I just might. Well, thank you very much.
No problem. If you get to Arcades, go to the McKennedy or the Mackenzian estate. I always forget the name of it. And then ask. They might just have a position open for willing. They always have positions open for willing adventurers, and you can make a pretty coin out of it.
I think I will. Thank you.
No problem. Yeah. Anything else I can help with?
No, that will be all.
Okay, perfect. Thank you again for. Oh, I'm sorry, I got some brine stuck in my throat. And she spits out like a ginormous gobbledygook out of her mouth, and it's like it spats on the ground. And she goes like, "Yeah, I'm sorry for that, but thank you for helping last night. I heard what you did and the others, so I want to express my thanks for and our gratitude for me and the crew."
Well, just doing what us Dragonborns do best is all.
Yeah, and apparently I'm very good at, but still, thank you. And you can hear the navigator from the front of the ship yell back and then go like 2 points astern, and then she turns the wheel accordingly, and you can feel like the ship turning a bit, and then sailing onwards. Okay, Delk. Roll me a perception check if you would be so kind.
Yes.
So perception is
0.
plus 0 for you? No. Oh yeah, 0. Not much as you can see. In the hold, there are a lot of different objects. You see crates of food, you see barrels filled with like what seems to be like little metal bits. You see full metal bars, you see beams, you see cloth. It's a lot of different objects that are being carried in the hold, but nothing really that catches your fancy. Some large statue and stuff like that, but nothing really happening at the moment. The deep hold is very dark. You don't have any issues with that, but you can't really see anything, and it seems to be boxed up completely from what you can tell. So nothing really to find there. And for the rest of the day, you actually don't really perceive anything. You are intrigued by the teamwork of the man manning the sails and the navigator and the first mate. navigating the ship through these sand benches, but it's all seems to be in order. Nothing really catches your fancy.
Okay.
Okay. By the end of the day, during the day, you see several nets being pulled up, and small fish, large fish being put on like large tables and being cleaned out and put into salt and stored. And it's the entire day is a really kerfuffle, and the entire ship stinks of fish at this point. But at the end of the day, like before evening dinner, you there's some commotion to the side of the ship, and you see like a net coming up. And what's in it is like the combination of a swordfish and a hammerhead shark being pulled aboard, and it's like some crew members are like really excited that they caught something like this, and they're talking and chatting amongst each other, and then you see one running off to the kitchen where he knocks on the door, and then Grukash comes out with like his overalls on, and then some messy. I can't figure out the word really, but just his clothes are in a mess from cooking dinner and stuff, and he goes like, I could put that on a roast. That could be delicious. We can eat for 3 days of that. So there's some general excitement on the ship, but for the rest, it seems to be an easy journey. Is there anything else you want to complete during the day, or are you just quietly toddling on?
I'm quietly toddling on. Nothing special doing.
Okay.
Likewise.
Okay. Evening dinner is served again.
Hold on.
Okay.
I just wanted to say, I would really like to double check the weather again.
Okay. Roll me a nature check if you would be so kind.
Nature check.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think nature is
One.
based on intelligence. Okay.
Okay. Oh.
Nothing much has changed. You see still the clouds to the south of you. So you're traveling in a westerly direction. So to the left of you is like the south, and you see the clouds still being there, but they seem to have come a bit closer. But it's not that anything throws you into alarm about the weather being changing. And you can't see any commotion about it on the ship as well that the weather would change. So for now, you have fair winds.
We all gotta learn to roll dice like Varys.
I will tell a story later on about another campaign where it was just the opposite until at the moment that it did matter, and then it was over the top good. So that's a story for a different time. Okay. So evening dinner has been served. A delicious fish stew, fresh, juicy. There are some potatoes in there, some carrots, some tomatoes. It's delicious. It's again, everybody seems to be eating it. The crew members as well, talking about what a good catch they had. And the day slowly crawls to a halt. Are you guys setting up a watch again or not?
I wanted to talk to Eleanor about what I heard of the navigator.
Okay. Please do.
You told me just yesterday that there was something strange going on with the road, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I did. I don't know if it didn't hear the conversation between me and Rocky, right? Or he did?
No, we didn't.
No, I didn't hear it.
Okay. I was doubting. Yeah, I have some doubts. I mean, I have some concerns, I think. I don't know. The whole trip is rather weird. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I talked about it. She told everything what was allowed, I think. Everything was correct, that we are a different route, but it's safe, but a bit faster than the other route. But I have a feeling that she still hides something. Some very important information that can be necessary to a safe trip.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna tell you something. Yesterday, I don't know if because you weren't there. Okay, so yesterday, like the big dragon born, it's dragonborn, right? That almost threw. Did you see that he almost threw the captain of the ship?
No, I was in my cabin for the most of the time.
Okay, so yesterday there was like the guy almost threw the captain of the ship because he was having that as well, and then another crew member almost killed him because it was almost like shooting her crossbow at him, so I have to come in between. It was a bit dramatic, but it's okay. So they all went away, and I followed them and I eavesdropped into the captain's cabin.
I don't know if there is anyone else around.
Is there anyone else around?
Nick is at the other table.
I swear, it's true. I'm whispering, okay? I am whispering.
Okay, very nice save there.
Can I still roll to see if I hear what she's listening?
Everybody that's around the tables can
swear to
roll.
God, I was forgetting it was like dinner.
So, Dalek, are you also at the dinner table, or
No, I'm at the front of the ship now.
in front of the ship? Okay, having a smoke.
So, yes.
You know why? Because the other ones weren't at the table yet. And I thought it was just us two.
Rocky, where are you hanging out?
Well, if we just had dinner, I'll probably be at the tables as well.
Okay. So, at the table with Eleanor and Varys, or at the table with Neheg?
With Eleanor and Varys.
Okay.
So, Neheg, you can roll for eavesdropping would be perception.
Alright, so it's another +1, I guess. Wait, what's a +1? Let me double check.
Perception is +1, 9. They seem to be in conversation, but you can't really pick anything up. There's a lot of noise coming from the kitchen area, so you can't pick anything up that they're saying to them. But they are in communication, the three of them, with one another.
I am so smooth in this game. You have no idea.
Bullets dodged.
I don't know, you're elf as well.
Yeah, you can speak Elvish.
Who can speak Elfish?
Varys can speak Elfish. That's true.
Yeah, that's maybe easier to have a conversation in Elvis than
let's
play.
maybe it's best we're doing this conversation in Elfish. I think that's the safest.
So,
I'm still gonna whisper though, just in case.
Okay, so you two are whispering to one another in Elfish.
I'm not whispering. I'm just
talking normal.
Yeah.
Rocky, do you understand, speak, write Elfish?
No, so I'll roll my eyes and be like, ugh, elves.
That's exactly the thing you said last time.
Yeah, I will repeat it.
Okay, so yeah, you can finish up your conversation in Elfish. That's actually quite clever.
That's maybe a good idea, yeah. So I just heard a few sentences, not the entire conversation. But something is up with the weather, or is going to be up with the weather. I don't know. He was like saying, or she, how is she called? Like the crewmate. I don't know. Yeah, so a crewmate was saying that the weather won't hold. And there was another guy who really intended the ship to stop and like immediately turn around. So I talked to the person. She's on top of the person that's on top of the table next to us.
And just give a quick look and focus back on the conversation.
Really subtle, because she's a navigator, so she's checking it. She's checking it out as well. But something is up. I don't know what it is, but something is up.
Yeah.
Don't actually check, but do you not still think that Kiwi is a guy because of the fake beard?
Yeah. Did I say she?
It's
he. I meant he. I'm sorry.
Yeah, as far as you are concerned, it's a he.
Yeah, I know.
The only one that's any inclination of different is Varys.
No, I know. I was just I was just mistaking. Thinking she. That's it.
There's no correct pronouns. We.
Again, just to clarify, this is a cursed body. That's all. Carry
So,
on.
so yeah, that was all. I was just asking.
Okay.
Carry on.
So the little guy next to us is the navigator and checked on it, or
He's keeping an eye on it as well.
I don't trust him.
You don't?
Who?
Rocky.
Okay.
No, I have a bad feeling about this, but
Why?
just a feeling from my military experience.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I talked to him last night and he seemed pretty okay.
It's a doubt, but I will see on later when I can trust him or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know who I can trust either. I don't trust the crewmates for one bit.
But you said there were 3 persons in the captain's cabin, or
At least 3. I don't know if there's more. I heard 3 different voices. One was the captain, and one was the how do you I don't know the name in English. It wasn't the navigator, right? Who was the person that I
The navigator?
Nee, degene die met kruisboog.
Yeah, that's the navigator.
Oh yeah, so one was captain, second was the navigator, I think, and then a third one. It was just a male voice. I don't know who it was. Never heard of it. I didn't hear the voice on the ship yet, so I don't know who it is.
no, I didn't see anyone else in my watch came out of the captain quarters, so that's strange.
Yeah, and I walked away pretty fast after, because I ran after him to tell what I've heard. So I didn't watch to see someone come out.
Okay, let's ask Rocky if he saw something about the weather or measured something else, so that we know what we can expect of the ship.
Yeah, that's maybe a good idea.
Maybe you should do it because
Yeah.
you spoke the most with him.
It's so uncomfortable to switching languages from English to regular. Hey, Rocky. By the way, sorry I didn't see you. I was so up in conversation. Hi. How are you? Like a quick question. Did you check anything today?
I checked again this morning. There seems to be very little progress.
Okay.
But I would still keep my eyes peeled. I don't trust this.
No, me neither.
What were you two whispering about anyway? I saw you looking at me.
Yeah, I know. I was just telling him about what I said, what we talked about yesterday. That's why we're doing it in another language. So I don't know if someone is,
Oh, you don't want Scaly to hear about this.
Am I hearing this, by the way? Because they're talking in common again.
Are you still paying attention?
I am very much paying attention.
Roll me another perception check. Then. Can't see
God damn it.
It's a 3.
Do you want me to send my dice over to the internet in a file, or?
Yeah, like, can you roll one for me? Like, what is this?
We're all gonna ask him to roll for us because this is
I guess I hear literally nothing.
Yeah, you again. You try to you hear the switching of the language, and you try to pick up on what is being said. But at the moment that you start eavesdropping again, something happens in the kitchen. You hear like pots and pans fall down, and then Grumgrash is yelling out like nobody's business, and you just skip the entire section. You're so distracted by what's happening, and you're like, God damn it, man. You feel very frustrated with the fact that you try to eavesdrop on a conversation, and shit keeps happening around you. But yeah, that's what happens.
Guess I shouldn't go stealth as a dragonborn anyway.
Oh Jesus. Yeah, we were talking, right? We were talking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't trust it. That's the thing. I don't know what, but I'm no.
Well, what do you suggest we do now anyway?
I don't know. How long did someone has an idea how long how long it will be till we get there? Does someone has like?
I can tell you that.
Do we know?
Trip would take around. Let's have a quick look.
How many days or hours? Because I have no clue how long this.
Quick check. That is actually the winds here. The total trip could take around, at best, takes around 4 days.
Okay.
So you're actually at the end of day 2.
Okay. So.
And then you have 2 more days to go. But if winds would turn against you, yeah, you add to that. So at this point, you're actually looking at 2.5 more days of travel.
Okay.
Because of the sandbars that you just came across.
Okay. But I don't know because I don't know anything about sandbars because I didn't capture any of it.
No, you didn't capture it. But normally it's 4 days tops.
Okay, 4 days. Okay. Okay. So it's 2 more days. No, I don't know. I have no idea, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
Maybe you can investigate the captain's cabin.
You what? Like going in?
How do you investigate otherwise?
I don't know. I was just hoping we didn't have to go in. But yeah, good point though. But what are you looking for? Just anything?
Yeah, just anything that can help us. Who was the third guy? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, that's true. Or do you suggest like doing it tonight when everyone is asleep?
Then normally it would be in his cabin. So we have to find a point that is not right in his cabin.
Or someone has to distract him.
That's possible as well.
we can ask the dragon guy to throw him overboard for an hour. That will keep him busy.
Just a laugh and looking behind me.
Yeah, we can do that. I'm in for it anyway.
As a point of interest, you haven't seen the captain all day.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. On that note, does anyone has seen the captain all day? Because I haven't seen him.
I haven't. Something here smells fishy, and it's not the fish.
Never was such a bad joke.
God damn
it. Okay. We need to know where he is before we can enter his cabin. Maybe it's just in there. Could it be?
Maybe Rocky can do something. He seems like a child, so maybe he can do a trick on the captain.
Nice try, little elf.
Yeah, can you maybe go and you lost your way or something? I mean, you're the youngest one. It would make sense.
The captain knows of my expertise. Nice try. But I can go make conversation with him. Although, I'm not sure how I feel about this whole spying thing. What's in this for us anyway if we go sneaking around, except for trouble?
You don't want to know? You know something is up. We talked about it yesterday.
Do you really think?
I just want to know if everything is like the thing that happened was yesterday, the day before. Like we almost died because of I don't know which creatures that were.
You think the captain knows something about that?
I don't know. It's
or the other person.
Or the other person. All right.
Or the navigator.
I'll do it. I'll go talk to them.
Good job, little boy.
Do not call me little boy. Or I promise you, I will convince that heap of scales over there to throw you overboard.
But our pots are still falling, so I guess I'm still not
No. You heard the sentence, I will ask that heap of scales over there to throw you overboard.
That's the one sentence I heard.
Of your conversation.
Little elf.
I think so. Part of annoyance of Rocky coming up and his voice goes a bit higher than expected and a bit louder. So that's actually something you pick up over the tin and the sound that's going on all around you. I do tend to imagine that she was actually looking over at you while she said it.
I just don't appreciate little snotty elves patronizing me.
Maybe we should have a talk then. You and me.
What? Whoa, what?
Maybe you should have a talk or a dog.
Talk.
A talk, okay.
He also plays a dog.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard that too.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I would not say it here in public.
Ooh, throwing shade. In the meantime, Dalek, are you still running around the ship?
No, I'm going to the tables for my food.
Okay. Which table do you want to sit down?
Right here, the farthest away, farthest from everyone.
Okay, and next to the kitchen.
Yeah.
Quick thinking. Again, you also get the fish too. It's delicious. But seems to be you also have been running around all day and you haven't seen the captain either. But there's also no there are some things that are common on a ship. One being the crew members and the smell and stuff like that. It's always around. But other one being vermin, rats, and other stuff like that. They are quite common on boats. And then you have been down in the deep hold and you haven't come across any. And that's throwing you off a little bit off guard. So it's something new because you went down there and then in all the holds. It's common to at least hear the squeaking sound of it, but you can't have heard any in the entire ship. And that's just something that pops up to you like, hey, that's strange. Could be because like elf ships by nature don't have any vermin on them, but human builds and ships like that and other races do tend to have that problem from time to time. So having none of it is a bit suspicious to you.
Yeah. Okay.
Just wanted to give you that as a bit of information that you picked up by running through the hold.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Anything you want to do? Anything you, or you're just eating in silence and
eating in silence.
Okay.
And keeping attention a bit for my surroundings.
Okay. Good. Then I'll Henk, anything after that suggestion of throwing someone else overboard? Do you choose to interact, or do you just remain at your table?
I will just remain at my table.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Then I'll return back to table 2 and their plan to. Was it talk to the captain or eavesdrop on the captain?
I think Rocky's going to talk to the captain.
Okay. Okay. And you're doing that now, or are you waiting?
I'm going to wait a little bit because it seems like Varys has something he wants to tell me.
I'm staying for this conversation, by the way, as long as they're not going anywhere.
Speak up, Elf.
You really want to discuss it here, or
I have nothing to hide.
then why are you dressed as a boy instead of revealing your true gender?
My true gender? Oh, please, don't make me laugh. I live in a cursed body. I might as well make myself comfortable, don't you think?
Why the fake beard?
Well, I insert Rocky blushing in embarrassment. I really miss my beard. A lot. You should know this. Us dwarves, we're very proud of our beards. No, I know he's not, but elves should know these things.
Are you sure that beard is fake?
Nah, just give a pull and you know it.
I hope you will refrain from touching it.
I'm
This
not
is
touching.
simply comfort for me. I mean, if you think I'm attempting to hide anything else, you're very welcome to question me. But I'm just living my life in this body the way I see fit.
So you were a boy and then you were put in a girl's body.
Essentially, my ex-wife is a very spiteful woman.
Can I roll on a check? And
You can roll inside check. Rocky, you can roll. That's quite an interesting one. But never mind. She seems to be speaking the truth.
Okay, then I think I have to apologize myself for this questioning. I was thinking you were framing us all and telling some strange story about you.
One day, perhaps I will tell you the story. But for now, you're a century too early. Go back to your room.
I will choose myself what I do.
Insert severe rolling of the eyes.
So the beard is fake, or not?
Yes, it is. What of it?
Oh, it's really well done. By the way, and I thought I'd throw in like a compliment. What?
This is so wholesome. It's so wholesome.
I thought she was a bit like.
We broke the heck. This is very, very odd.
I had no idea.
This
It was
is
really
when let's break into the captain's room to hey, nice beard.
If you touch my beard,
No, I am not touching the beard.
I'm glad we've reached a mutual understanding.
Okay.
Very well. I'm going to stand up and... Is Mac still laughing?
And the heck isn't laughing. I'm
No, the
laughing.
heck is definitely laughing. I'll very slowly make my way to the... Well, I'll go to the captain's headquarters first. See if he's there.
The door is closed, so you have no idea where he is.
Shouldn't Varys and I'm just gonna... Are we gonna like stand somewhere on lookout in case of? Oh yeah, but this here the quarters.
Yeah, the court is actually.
Oh, there's people here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're just talking. It's okay. It's okay. I was being anxious. I'm gonna shut up. I'm just gonna
Some support
drink.
would be appreciated.
Yes.
So you stand in front of a closed door and you knock, or what you gonna do?
Knock, knock, knock.
Seems to be no answer.
Knock even harder, insistently.
So you keep on knocking, and after about 30 seconds, you hear some rattling of a lock and a chain. And then the door opens, and you see like the captain is speaking out. And he is white as a sheet. He looks visibly ill. And then he's not completely dressed. Like it was like he's buttoning up his shirt, and it went wrong. So some of the buttons are in the wrong place. And then it goes, yes, what can I do for you?
Well, you don't look like you're doing great. What's happened to you?
I was just putting on my dress. I was taking a little nap. I just was awoken.
Well, I paused for a second. How about the two of us go for a walk on the deck? You seem like you could use a bit of fresh air.
You know what? Perhaps I do. And he closes the door. And about a minute later, he comes out, and he's a bit more dressed. He has even his hat on, and his shirt is buttoned correctly. And then he goes like, "Yes, a walk on the deck might be a good idea.
Yes.
Let's go."
Come along now.
And you both walk to like the mid deck and are at the railings. Do you ask anything of him, or?
I ask why he's feeling ill, or why he's looking the way he is.
I had a very bad night, and I'm not used to combat like some people are apparently, and this never happened before, and I do know how to defend myself and oneself, but I'm just a bit shaken, and it's not every day that was it 250-pound dragonborn holds you over the railing of your own ship, and I'm just shaken by the entire experience. I think that's understandable.
I see. I'm going to try stall a conversation, stall for time, so that Eleanor and Varys maybe have the time to snoop around in a little bit. So I will make conversation about anything. Ask how his family is, all the shebang.
Yeah, okay. How are you going to do this for stall? Give me a general charisma check.
Oh no.
What's your modifier?
I think
Charisma or wisdom, whatever is highest. I think wisdom might be good.
Ooh, yes, please, wisdom.
Wisdom can
Oh wow, that's a huge difference.
So, let's see, a d20 plus 3?
Yeah.
Okay. No!
Oh my god!
I'm gonna cry!
Oh my god!
In going for the conversation, and at the beginning, it seems to be going quite well, and you're asking questions and keeping him talking. But at a certain point, you're starting to ask about his family and his daughter, and he stops talking to you mid-answer, and he looks back, and I'm quickly gonna pop over after this to what you are doing, and he goes like, "But didn't I tell you yesterday that my daughter was looking to go to the Imperial Navigation Academy? You even gave me some advice across that. So why are you asking me the same things again?"
Fuck!
I am very concerned. I do appreciate the interest, but didn't you remember, or is something else going on? And you could feel the defenses going up in his manner of speech and his manner of movement, and he's very anxiously looking back and forth towards the cabin and towards you, and kind of like demanding an answer and that you explain yourself. So hold that answer in. I'm just quickly going to jump over to Eleanor and Varys. What are you doing? You see Rocky leading the captain away from. What are you doing?
I'm looking at Ferris, and I think I was like, should we do this now? He's away.
He's away, but the Dragonborn, just in Elfish again?
Yeah, it's in Elfish, yeah.
The Dragonborn and the Dwarf were sitting there. Isn't that weird if we're now going into the cabin? Yeah. It's a little bit worried that Rocky went to the cabins.
I know.
Captain's cabin.
Shit. Is there another way in? Is it just one door?
There is one door to the front and one door through the kitchen.
Maybe we can go into the kitchen and start a conversation with Orc.
I've been in the kitchen with the cook and the boy like all day, so I don't think it's really weird if I go into the kitchen. Because I play card games with the kids like all day.
I will summon the cock to ask something about the food.
What?
The cook, darling.
Oh my God, Kiwi!
Please be careful.
Look, English. I don't know. It's maybe said that way.
Yeah, that could be it.
I will try to articulate it much better than
That's actually what you call it in Flemish. Yeah.
It's not my fucking fault. Please accept repent.
Oh my God. Oh,
it would have been an excellent distraction, not gonna lie.
So did he summon the cook or?
Okay, so
I'm sorry.
it's perfect.
No. It's okay. It's okay. It was actually a good idea, by the way. At this time. I can't pronounce the word anymore for like 10 minutes.
So,
the food maker. We're gonna call it the food maker.
The food maker.
Carry on.
So, you're going to go through the kitchen. Okay.
Yes.
So you knock on the door of the kitchen and you hear the same sounds, the lock opening and Grub cracks open. Go like, yes.
My turn. Hi. How are you? How's the boy?
Boy's asleep. Very tired. Is there anything important? Because I dropped some pots earlier and I'm actually cleaning up.
Oh, do you want some help? Maybe.
Do you know how to handle a broom?
I do, yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah. No, it's okay. I'll help.
Okay.
And I look over to Ferris as in I'm gonna try to distract him.
So you go inside and it's utter pandemonium in the kitchen. And it's like one of the big pots fell off the stove. And it's like he's busy cleaning off the cupboards and stuff like that, and then getting the dirt on the floor. And it's like you saw him decapitate a creature the night before, and now he's standing there with his mop and his broom in his hand, and his lady his shoulders are slumped down, and it's really sad because he spilled all the food, and it's like, can we keep this between us? Please.
No, it's okay. It's okay. You know what? I will help you clean the kitchen.
Thank you.
Okay, it's okay.
Thanks.
Maybe, is there other things you need to do? Because I can take care of this if you like, and I don't know for other...
I'm just gonna, tidy up the storage room a bit for a second, and then, you could help me a lot here.
Yeah, let me do this kitchen thingy. It's okay.
Okay.
You go to the storage. No, it's okay. It's okay.
You. And then he picks up what to be a casket full of fish and puts it on carries it into the room, and you see him replacing stuff in it, and the boy is actually in the corner of the kitchen with a little hammock, and the boy is like fast asleep into it, totally unaware of what happened. But you're standing there with a broom and a mop in your hands, and the floor filled with what seems to be fish soup. And yeah.
Okay. Is there the storage room? Can you close the storage room?
The storage room door can be closed it can be closed.
Can be closed. Okay. So I'm just like, I'm gonna close the storage door real quick because there is like a lot of mess, and I want to do this first.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. I can see in the dark. That's fine.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Okay. No, that's okay. And I close the door.
Okay.
And I look over to Varys.
Yeah.
As in, if you want to go in, it's now.
Okay. So as a point of order, this is all happening at once. So Kiwi, Rocky walking away with the captain, Eleanor trying to distract the cook. Ferris, at a sudden point, you see Eleanor peeking out and go like, "Yeah, now's the time."
Is the door unlocked or locked?
You check, and it seems that the door is unlocked.
Then I go in the room and do an investigation check.
Okay. So you step inside the room. Roll me a stealth check. Roll me a stealth check.
Don't fail us now, Var.
Oh my god, no!
Oh, wow.
Karma.
We trusted you.
You open up the door and you try to be sneakily, but you're keeping your eye you're keeping your eye rather high, and you're not looking at what's happening on the floor. So you step forward, and there's something, a piece of clothing on the floor, and you step on it, and you yeet and you go like straight down onto the floor, and there's like, you can see like there's like a chest with clothing that's open, and then there's clothing strewn about. But there's also like a little screen in the middle of at the back of the room, and you can hear a voice like, "Darling, are you already back? Is everything okay with you?" And you can see that there's a figure behind the screen. So what do you do?
Did you notice me or just asking?
You just heard it say, "Darling." Just heard it say, because it's not yet fine. Darling, are you back? Are you okay?
I don't say anything and try to get back in the kitchen.
Okay. Roll another stealth check. Then. So that should be you almost on all fours slowly back away back into the kitchen. You're getting all kinds of fish stew on your legs and on your knees and your hands, and then close the door, and you're a mess as well. And you see Eleanor standing there with a mop and a broom, her mouth open like, what the fuck just happened? But you manage to close the door behind you very silently, because you are aware that there's somebody else in the room as well. At that point, in the conversation between Rocky and the captain is actually looking back and forth. You feel the defense is going up instantly, and he goes like, "Yeah, I don't know. You asked questions. You asked me yesterday, and I already told you this, and I think you're trying to distract me or something, and I do not like it. I am very offended by this. I will go back." And the captain steps away. He was white as a sheet. Now he's turning slightly red, and he's quite. You can tell he's quite offended by what just happened, because he's onto you. And he stumbles back, and you hear the door open, and it slams the door behind him.
Oh no! Can I
That's why everyone. You can try. He's going for the door right now. So
wait! And I reach over and try to catch up to him.
Okay.
I genuinely remember asking you that. And I present a visibly confused expression. I don't remember that. Are you sure you're not mistaken?
roll me a deception, because you're trying to deceive him.
Oh shit! I'm
And-
not good at that.
Oh,
He rolled. You know what I rolled?
anything.
I did get the result here. Okay.
Oh.
So. Okay. This is okay. So he stops and he looks at you and he goes like, "But of course you." And he's still moving, but slower now. He's still moving towards the cabin. He's going, "Yes, but of course you asked me yesterday this, and I told you my daughter was going to the academy, and you said she didn't want to, for lack of a better term, she didn't need to turn out like a pussy and be a bit tough and rough about it. It's exactly what you told me. So if you can't remember that, then I'm very, very, very curious how you ever became a navigator." And he's
Wow.
very curt in it. It's very to the point, and you can feel him like he kind of believes you that you don't remember, but he has questions concerning that. So the deception works, but he's still onto something. Something is the seed of distrust has been sown.
Oh. Well, I'm very, very sorry. I tried to show that I am generally feeling very sorry. You see,
or are you generally sorry?
well, of course I'm not because I'm still lying. But the thing is, right? I mentioned, I am 107 years old. My memory has been acting up these recent years. I hope you will forgive me for my misstep. It was genuinely not my intention to try and deceive you.
I generally do not believe any word you just said. You're a dwarf. You tend to go to 350, 400 years old. Dementia doesn't kick in around this age. And if it does, then you should stop drinking rum. I really implore you not to lie about it. I do no longer have any intent to follow up on this conversation. Thank you. Have a good night.
No! What this? So insert lots of curses, and I scurry back to the to the tables, very embarrassed, laying my head low, wishing I had some form of booze on me.
Okay. Delg and the heck, during that this thing happens, and is there anything you guys want to pick up on, or just sitting back and enjoying the show, or?
I have just been somewhat amused because from where I sit, I can perfectly see Varus like crawl back into the kitchen like covered in soup, and maybe I was even able to pick up some of Kiwi's failed talk with the captain. So I'm highly amused. Highly amused.
What you laughing at, you stupid pile of scales?
But isn't the door of the kitchen closed?
The door of the kitchen, from the kitchen to... You did not specify that you closed it after you entered.
This is so...
It's just subtle.
I know.
Oof, I'm
So
still,
yeah, that happened.
still getting...
Okay.
So the next saw that happen. Delg, you are actually also in a prime position to see the entire...
I'm enjoying it very much.
Okay, so both of you are with a great smile on your faces. Yeah. Alnor and Ferris.
Can I actually quickly follow up on that?
Oh yeah.
I will just make eye contact with Delg, and I will just say this is what happens when you send in the B squad.
The what?
I'm not responding on that.
The what?
This is what happens if you send in the B squad. Alnor and Ferris, could you both please roll a perception check to see if you heard that? And following up on that, could you both give me a general dexterity check So that would be perception. So you didn't hear it. And okay, fine. Varies the same for you.
So I heard that, right?
No, the stag leap was for different. So now another. So that was perception. Now for one dexterity.
Me.
No.
But he
Varys.
rolled. Oh no. Yeah, he rolled. Varys rolled
Yeah.
22.
The first one was 10 perception, and then
Yeah.
Okay.
I did 22.
So no, neither of you have heard it.
But I rolled 19.
No, you rolled a 4, darling. The first one was
No. Huh? Why
Yes.
is it? Oh, that's just a lag. I didn't see the 4
Okay, I'm
rolling.
sorry.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. So neither of you heard it. You heard some chuckling from the two gentlemen at the table. But quickly recovering and a bit of the adrenaline of what just happened, you quickly managed to clean up the kitchen without further. So it's done, but it's like well, you didn't go into the corners of it, but it's generally you made it very clean, and you hear Grumgresh going like, "Can I come through now? I'm done here."
Oh, sorry, I forgot to open the door again.
No, it's fine, it happens.
But look at the kitchen.
Wow, really? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I'll make a mango curry as dessert if you want it.
I would love to.
Yes?
Yeah.
I just need to make some rice. Yes, I'll make a mango. You want some too? You there with the pointy ears.
Yeah, that would be fine. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for helping me, the both of you. It's really, really nice.
That was really slippery here.
No, it's okay.
So I helped.
Yeah, it happens. It seems like you fell on your knees as well.
Yeah, I went to get some more food and I slide out, and then I have to clean it up.
That happens. That's what happened. Yeah. If you're not used to the sea, that can happen. I'll make a dessert for you too. Thank you for helping me.
It's okay.
So yeah, that's where we are now. Is there anything you want to discuss with one another at this point?
I'm going back to the table where we sat before. Because Rocky is back,
Yeah.
right?
I think the Rocky is indeed back at the table.
I will get myself cleaned up.
Okay. And it's easily done. You just take some water and then you pat yourself down. And 10 minutes later, the Grumgresh appears and he walks straight at the table. Doesn't look at the gentleman at the other table. Walks straight up to you two with like 2 bowls, and there's like a very, very nice mango curry in it, and it's like super delicious. And he's like, thank you again. Really, this is on the ship house thing. Thank you.
Good joke.
And he walks back, and then he's you can see like his shoulders are back to normal, and he has the same a little bit of more of that happiness on him. So yeah. Are you discussing anything amongst thyselves? Do the two gentlemen as well? You see this entire thing happen. Anything else besides the B squad joke that you want to add to that?
Actually, I will go and interrupt now, actually. So, make my way over. I will very demonstratively place my greatsword on the table to put like a nice dividing line between me and those three. And I'll just ask, so what was that shit show all about?
What shit show?
Put out, Scaly.
So, before you ask me what shit show, you might want to wash that fish soup out of your ears.
We just helped clean the kitchen, so
Clearly.
yeah.
So so both me and I could believe that the old dwarf over there is a bit hard to see, but I'm pretty sure I saw this pointy ears crawl out of the captain's quarters, covered in fish soup.
Dude, no, he fell into the captain's quarters. He fell and the door barged open.
Yeah,
I don't know what you thought you were seeing, but he didn't. He didn't.
Alf, you're about as good a liar as you are at sneaking.
Are you intending to lie?
Can I?
Roll for deception. And if you're trying to digress the lie, you roll for insight.
All right, let's do it. YOLO.
Contested roll.
I can add a 6.
Oh, come on. You can add a 6?
Yeah.
4.
Oh, why is there a 6 then? Look.
Oh, is it marked?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a 6. I'm sorry, then that's a fault in my sheet. Yeah.
Wow.
For the better part of what you think you saw, her explanation sounds really convincing.
Jesus Christ.
You are doubting yourself for one bit, like, did he fell in the soup and then into the chambers and then barged out? Or was it the other way round? So you're in doubt about what actually happened, but you believe.
Okay, so what you're telling me is that you were not sneaking into the captain's quarters, but you are just very bad at cleaning a kitchen.
No. Why would we sneak in a captain's cabin, by the way? Is there a reason for it?
I wonder.
I just wanted to get some food, and I slept in the spill that there was.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that happened, so.
Mm-hmm.
Why is there a reason? Because you were looking at us while cleaning a kitchen, and then the first thing you say is like, "Yeah, I think you sneak into to the captain's cabin. It's weird." Because I would such a question.
Well, consider this. Consider this. So I see these. I see the B squad here sitting at the table.
Excuse me, the what?
Don't worry about it, sweetheart. So and then I see the kid walk over to the captain's quarters. Just take away the captain. After which, both of you pointy ears make your way into the kitchen, which is... And you're telling me there's no cause for suspicion.
I regret
You know what's suspicious?
feeling you.
Hanging a captain overboard. That's suspicious.
Actually, I think that was very straightforward.
What's your deal with the captain, by the way?
Well, I think it's pretty safe to say that, like, we were off course, that we get attacked by creatures. I think there was cause for suspicion.
Okay. Well, we just helped clean the kitchen. That's all.
Okay, so you're telling me I'm not talking to a rogue, but I am talking to the maid.
What?
A rogue
Okay. I will just sit back at my table.
a rogue is a thieving character.
Oh.
So yeah, okay. So you sit there. Do you take your sword along? I think.
Yes, of course, but I can't actually move it.
I don't know. I have control of it.
Oh, okay.
No, I could only. Nah, never mind. So yeah, that happened. Are you three discussing something else by the sounds? And Alec, how are you feeling with all of this? What was going on in your mind? You see this entire conversation happen.
My mind is going like, okay, those guys really don't like each other. That's going to be fun, the whole trip. But I'm not saying it. I'm keeping it in my head. Like, okay,
So sorry, little. The heck is just a cunt.
yeah, kind of.
No, you are.
Can I say, like, to Rocky and Varys, like, just a little bit too loud that guy is, like, really an ass? And he should be the one thrown overboard instead of the other way around? Okay.
Did I hear that?
Yeah, I think you did.
Okay. Well, I will make I will just make a casual inviting gesture. You know, just beckoning them over anytime.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Because I am in full armor and I do have my main weapon on me.
Tasteless.
Yeah. And he called me sweetheart.
Oh, yeah.
There's a separation barrier between us now.
Is there?
I'm also still kind of eating. So everything I hear, I will go like.
I will allow that. That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. Okay. So yeah, that conversation seems to be drying up as well as the soup on Ferris's pants. Little segue there. Anything anybody wants to do? Basically, the feeling you three had is that your mission just wasn't so successful as planned out. And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. Can I say?
did.
Yeah. I look like over to both of them. Can I make like a face like? I don't think we can discuss this now because of the. And I think you both know which guy I'm talking to. Maybe we should discuss this like when they're gone.
I think that's best.
Fully agree with you there. Let's just. Can we all just feel sorry for ourselves for a bit?
Yeah.
Well, actually,
I think I'm gonna take a drink or
being
something.
gone, I think I'm gonna move my boy to his room, if that's okay. Because I'm pretty sure he finished his dinner by now.
Yeah. And on the contrary to the two elf-like figures, you don't get dessert.
Ouch.
So,
But I've been such a good boy.
Okay, so you see Nehek go to his go back downstairs towards the cabins. Delch, what are you going to do? By now, you are able to finish off your dinner, even though you've been constantly interrupted by giggle fits and laughter. I'm quite sure you can finish by now.
Yeah, I'm going to put my plate or bowl away.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to find a crewmate, the closest one.
Yeah, okay. There's one actually by the nearest cannon to the left that's actually looking out a bit across the sea and
Yeah, okay. So I'm going next to him a bit, and I'm going to ask, excuse me, sir.
Yes?
I have a question. Is this a new ship, or is it recently cleaned, like really cleaned, when it was shipped? Well, at the harbor?
I can't really say if it's a new ship, but it has to have a decent cleaning. Yeah, we clean it. Yes, we use some special products for it, but I can't really say that it's been cleaned thoroughly lately. No, I think you can really hurt yourself on the barnacles on the boat bottom, but for the rest, I don't really know. No.
Okay, because normally at the most ships there are kind of rodents or rats or whatever, and I didn't notice one or didn't smell or hear anything.
Oh, well, can't really say that I ever really noticed that. But that being said, must be that the cat is doing its work.
Ah, yes, of course.
Have you seen the cat, by the way? It's like an orange,
not
very
really,
bright
no.
orange cat, no?
No.
That's strange. Can't really say that I've seen the cat a lot. Huh. Well, that's not to worry. Maybe she's sleeping from all the rats she's eaten.
Probably.
Yeah. But no, I can't really tell you. But by all intents and purposes, what's your name? It's very improper to not introduce oneself.
My name is Delch.
Okay, Mr. Delch. I am Mr. Phillips.
Ah, nice to meet you.
Yes. Very nice to meet you too. If anything is that I can do for you, just let me know, Mr. Delch.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, have a nice evening.
You as well.
And he goes back to tying up some ropes and knotting them up. And
do we hear that?
From where you are, give me a perception check, or maybe I'll just have a quick look at your passive perception. You notice that Delg is actually communicating with someone,
That's actually really good.
and given his track record of not being very talkative, you are naturally inquiring. So I will allow you to roll a perception check. It was a very elaborate way to do that. Perception is plus 2 for you.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so it's 90. You pick up on the tire.
Okay.
Not even joking. You're just eavesdropping it. And it's that just that Mr. Phillips has a very distinctive voice, and you can pick up on the questions that's being asked, even though you can't hear all the questions. You're into the conversation.
Okay.
So, clock ticks forward. We're about 9 p.m. at this point. You see the people that do the night shift on the ship, or the night crew, start to take up their positions. See the first mate grabbing a bit of dinner, and which on the contrary, you had fish too, and then she's having something completely different. Like the cook has actually been busy making you dinner.
Oh my god, I get John.
And so she gets some dinner and she's eating and relaxing after a long day. And you can see she started a navigator as well. Next to her, they're both tired. They retire. They're a bit there to use. Yeah. So, Nehek, in your cabin, what are you doing? Are you going to bed? Are you meditating on the day? Are you?
Yeah, I'm just kind of like I'm keeping a little travel log, so I'm just filling that out. You know, just kind of like a day by day kind of thing.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, the three of you, Eleanor, Rocky, Ferris, and Delch, what are you up to?
I say let's say that this mission was unsuccessful and failed. I'm going to go to my cabin and get some rest.
Okay.
Hold on a second, Elf. I call out to Barris.
Yeah, what is it?
Let's reconvene early tomorrow so we can speak in private.
I think that's a good idea.
What time?
Maybe before breakfast. When is breakfast served? Like 7?
It's between 8 and 9 a.m.
8. Maybe around 7, because not too early.
That's fine. And where?
7 is good. We have a deal.
And where?
We should have some privacy. That much is true.
I have I have a donkey on the ship below. So I'm just gonna meet there. Because it's not suspicious. Because
there are the crew quarters as well.
Is that the crew? No.
The animal hold is next to the
crew quarters. Yeah, that's not a good idea.
Maybe in front of the ship where Rocky was praying.
Yeah.
You were watching me, creep?
No, I heard you. That's when I know your secret.
Elves.
Great ears, great hearing.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think
It's
like
actually
7
a great quote.
Yep, that's a good idea. Let's do that.
Let's get some rest. I've had enough of this for today.
Yeah, me too.
So you all retire towards your cabin. Delch, what are you doing?
I'm going to the kitchen door and see if I get any answer.
So you knock and then Gronka opens again and goes, yes?
Do you have any kind of ale or something?
Yes, but you want the blue ale or the blonde ale or the red ale?
The heaviest one.
I have a brood ale. I have a tankard or a pint or...
Yeah, take a pint.
Okay. 2 silver pieces, please.
I give him 2 silver pieces.
Tankard. He closes the door and you hear the lock close, and then a few seconds later opens and the door opens and he trusts you like a pint of like very thick brown ale. So yeah, and you get that, and it's rather good ale considering for dwarf tastes, and especially because you've come from the motherlands, the northern continent. It's good. It's not dwarf ale at all. It's human made ale, but ale is not so well. It's not easy to get by in the Southern Isles, so you are treated to quite a treat actually, and it's good. It's very good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to sit at the table with my ale.
Are you there for long in time frame? 30 minutes, an hour?
Let's take an hour and a half.
Around the hour mark, everybody is left, and you see the night crew. The door of the captain's quarters open, and you see the captain coming out and like looking around, and he sees you sitting there, and he goes like, "Oh, yes, good evening. Just taking a breather here," and then looking back inside and doing like some sort of motion, and then going back inside and closing the door behind him.
Okay. I'm kind of paying attention, but not so suspicious.
Okay.
Like, you know, that he don't get any...
Okay. So you're just saying good evening.
Yeah.
At a certain point, the light that's in the kitchen seems to be going out. Probably because Grumgresha and the little boy are falling asleep, and so you're still there with your tankard or with your pint. So yeah, where do you put it? Do you put it inside? Or...
next to the kitchen door.
Yeah.
And then I go to my cabins.
Okay. Good. Night starts. I want a new D10 being rolled, if you would be so kind. Anybody may roll a D10.
Everyone?
Anyone. One person rolls a D10.
Well, I'm not gonna.
Farah, you roll.
Come on,
I'm sure about that after my natural one.
Don't let us down, man. Let's go. Oh,
Let's have a quick look.
it's okay. I get it. It's too much pressure when everyone's watching. It's okay.
Yeah, we should have. Yeah.
Okay. Let's have a quick.
You're fixing my hair.
Dragonborns need to look great.
That they do.
All of you may roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Is that... Wait. Oh, those are D20s. Okay. Hold on. Control papers. It's my wisdom.
So that's a D20 plus the little number thing.
Okay. Yeah.
With what stands with your wisdom.
Ooh.
Because on my character sheet in the 7th rows, I see my wisdom is +5.
Yeah, that's true because you're proficient in wisdom saving
Jesus
throws.
Christ.
Oh, I see.
Okay. So
In that case, I would do Rollino. Okay.
Is everyone freaking kidding me?
Eleanor and Hank,
Mm-hmm.
the both of you have. The other three have a very solid night. Varys, you sleep your usual 4 hours, so you're. Delg the same, Rocky the same. No, nothing really going on. Nehek, on the other hand, you have a very rough night. Very rough night. You're tumbling and turning in your cots. You can't really catch some sleep. You're always like in that state of like you're just asleep, but not in deep sleep. So you're waking up and you're sweating and you're starting to get some like by the end of the night, by early morning, 5 a.m., you start like to feel very, very bad, and you get some flashbacks from the conflict you've been in, and it's going that way, and then that's what you're waking up to. Around 6 a.m., you suddenly startled awake by a scream that's happening in your dream, and you're waking yourself, you're sweating, you're short of breath. It's very difficult. It's very rough. Eleanor, on the other hand, you are having the same effect. You are having pulses now. You're turning, you're tossing, you're turning. At a certain point, you almost teeter out of the bed because you're so crashing in your bed so much. And it's you hear voices, you hear sounds, you hear conflict, you hear different things, you hear screaming, and at a certain point, an image appears in your head like one of the fish creatures.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pointing its finger at you in like an ET motion. And at the moment that the finger in your mind touches you, you have a hellish headache that just pops out, and you take. Okay, this. And you take 3 points of psychic damage. At the moment you awake, you take like a migraine attack, like that light flash that you can get. That's what you're feeling as you wake up, and you take 3 points of psychic damage from a hellish scream that resounds in your head.
Is that just for my normal damage?
Yeah, just from your normal hit points, so that if your normal hit points should be reset by now, then just take 3 off.
So that's 18. Okay.
For the people who actually talked to one another that they were going to meet up, time is being kept, and an alarm clock is being kept by a candle with nails in it at a certain point in which you want to wake. So, ow. Bumped into my arm here. So at a certain point during the night, you are awake and you're trying to get the headache out. Rocky and Varys, at a certain point, a nail drops into a metal pan and makes a clink sound, and you wake up from it. It's like a natural alarm clock at around 7 a.m. What are you doing? Are you waking your way over?
Yeah.
Can I?
Instantly.
Yeah. You can. You just have an enormous headache. And,
okay.
Instantly? You going as well? Okay. The three of you notice that the ship is bathed in a very heavy, thick fog. You make your way on top of the deck, and it's a very thick fog. You have difficulty seeing the end of the ship from where you are standing and come across the deck. And you glance around and you see crew members like looking at each other, and you see like the one that's on the steering wheel. All sails have been drawn to a quarter so that no much speed is being made, but there is like a thick, heavy fog around, and it seems to linger and then cling to the ship in a very unnatural form. The heck, if you would look out the window, you would see just the same thing, though.
And when do you see it? If we're coming upstairs?
Yeah. So you're walking upstairs. So you're getting the sleep out of your eyes. You walk into the corridor, and it's all fine. But then you go up the staircase, and immediately when you reach the deck, you see like the thick fog hanging around the ship.
Okay. Can I see Varys, or I can't see him?
Varys is already at the front of the ship, so you can't really see him from where you are.
Okay.
Rocky, how do you respond to this?
Well, I am instantly alert, and I suppress the reflex to ask any of the crewmates what's going on and head over straight to find Eleanor and Varys.
Okay. So whilst you're walking up to the front of the ship, you see Eleanor running around, looking. Ferris doesn't seem to be. It doesn't seem to be there yet, or is already on the location. So where you're coming from is actually down here, and you're walking up, and you see Eleanor also going towards the direction you were intending to go.
Just just move. Oh boy. There we are. Eleanor, you look like you had some trouble.
I have a massive headache. And the worst nightmare ever. Rocky, is this weather normal? Because I have never seen this fog in my life.
This is far from normal. But it's not something I would have expected from these areas. Shit, I should have paid more attention yesterday. Is there any way? No, of course, none of my tools would help here, but let's start with talking about what happened yesterday. Then
yeah, it didn't go too well.
I wanted to enter the captain's cabin very quietly, but I kind of failed.
He fell.
Well, shit.
Yeah.
The captain doesn't trust me anymore either, so I failed too. What a sorry bunch we are, huh?
Did you see something, by the way, Varys? I forgot to ask yesterday.
I heard the voice, but don't know who it was or what it was. I just crawled back into the kitchen. But it was somebody else. I think it's the captain's partner.
Okay.
Yeah, he or she said, "Darling, are you back so soon?" And that was it.
Okay.
Why would he hide someone like that from us?
I don't know. It was a screen like something, but I didn't pay that much attention to what was happening in the captain's cabin.
Okay.
Fred.
What are we gonna do? Are we gonna try again?
Nah, forget it. There's
I
no way.
suggest, you maybe not talking anymore to the captain.
He's gonna give me an ugly look every time he walks by me. I guarantee you that.
What happened? Why did the conversation didn't go that well?
Well, I happened to misspeak a little bit, and I accidentally asked him the wrong question. He was really on his guard after that. What? We all make mistakes.
We all make. He's really on edge though, because I saw the way he was going back to his cabin. I mean,
oh yes. When he first opened the door to me, he was pale as a sheet. He looked like he was ill. I don't know what to make of this.
No, me neither.
So suspicious.
That's why I'm asking if we need to try again to go into.
And how do you plan on doing that?
I don't know.
Maybe we should ask Scaly to throw him overboard again.
That's an option.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna do it. By the way, if he really wants to, we probably will because it's violent. But
Ouch.
Comes around.
But I don't know if it's the best of idea because I don't want to get thrown off a ship. And so I don't know. I don't know what's the best idea. By the way, I heard yesterday because the dwarf that's with us. He doesn't talk a lot. He was at the same table as a dragonborn yesterday. I wouldn't even say he was like laughing at us, but I didn't catch it. But he was really quiet. At a certain point, he stood up and he went to talk to a crewmate, and they said about something about not being rats on the ship, and that's uncommon. I don't know because I never set foot on the boat, so I don't know if that's a thing. But apparently there aren't any rats, and apparently that's a bad thing.
No, you're right. Now you mention it. In all my 50 years of boating around, I have never seen a single ship without a rat on it.
And she said like, oh, but it's okay because probably the cat, I think it's one cat that would eaten all the rats, what I think is really suspicious to do one cat for an entire boat. But also the cat is missing, or they didn't see the cat around.
Oh, really? How convenient.
So apparently everything
I don't
goes
believe
missing.
this for 1 second.
Everything goes missing on this boat.
I don't like this at all.
Maybe we can talk to the navigator again.
Yeah, maybe. I think I need to go check on my donkey real soon because there's a donkey on the boat as well for me, and I don't hope that like they disappear as well.
I think we've established that nobody here is going to give us clear answers, however.
I know.
If you have any ideas, I'm open to them.
I have no idea. It's a good idea to like take a look around, maybe downstairs. I don't know if anyone of you guys has been downstairs already.
I go through the ship to look for other enemies after the fight, but I didn't pay that much attention to details, just finding other creatures hiding in the ship, but there was none. We can do it again.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to maybe go downstairs and check on, see if we find something, and I can check on my precious Ed who's with me. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know much about ships, so.
Me neither.
Well, perhaps I can help out in that regard.
Okay.
Let's go have a look.
I think it's a good.
That's the least we can do.
Okay, so all three make your way down to the animal hold, and your horse, the horse, and there's a storage with 2 horses in it, and they're perfectly fine. Mitsu is very happy to see Varys, and the storage where Ed is stored. Ed is laying around, just being his natural self. If you come in and it goes like, he tilts his head a bit like he's acknowledging you there, and he's just doing, he's just being Ed.
Okay.
The donkey is called Ed.
Yeah.
So yeah, seems to be completely in order.
Okay. Can we do like a sweep downstairs to see if we find, just maybe first if I can like find any rats to see if it's true?
So you're going into the deep hold?
Is there like a thing below?
Yeah. So now you're in the storage hold.
Oh yeah.
And then there is below.
I just want to see if it's okay. Yes, I'm gonna go lower. Or can you wait? Maybe just do this area first.
The normal hold. Okay. Give me an investigation check in the hold.
But like where the same area with the
animals.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the hold.
Oh, okay. And investigation?
Investigation check, yeah.
I swear to God, if this is It's +3, so it's 16.
16.
Yeah.
No rats. No skittling sound. No anything that could indicate any creatures running around.
Okay.
Silent.
Hmm.
Can I also see if they're okay? But there's but if there's noise, there's gonna be no other things as well. Okay.
Yeah, if that's the only thing you're looking for. If there's anything else you're looking for, then please do tell.
Can I just check if there is anything else? Because the rats are missing, so I think maybe there is something that's.
You find the crate.
Yeah.
Tucked away a bit, and it seems that it contains some kind of fruit, but the top panel is missing, and what's still in there looks as moldy lime, like lime fruit that's molding over. So the crate has been pulled open and contents have been eaten from it.
Can I also just look for any creature that's maybe hidden somewhere?
You don't seem to find any.
Okay. Okay.
Varys and Rocky in the deep hold. What are you trying to establish? What are you trying to do?
Yeah, what are we trying?
What are we going to look for, Rocky? You're in the ship. What's special about the ship?
Out of context, unironically, what would be the better thing to be looking for? Because I have no.
Anything, actually. In the deep hold, it tends to happen that there are rats scurrying around. So that's always a good indication that they are. If they are there, then they are in the deep hold, if any place. Considering all your suspicions, might be the best idea to look for that and perhaps any other oddity that sticks out.
Okay, yeah, let's do a thorough investigation and check if there's any of those pesky vermins here too, or see if anybody else has been snooping around.
You may roll with advantage because you're both in the same room trying to do the investigation. Well, it's one better.
So it's investigation.
Yeah, it's either one of you rolls 2 times and takes the highest number, or you roll separately and it's just then each of your rolls. So
that's perfect. This is perfect.
Is it good? Okay. So 13 on investigation. Here as well, not really any kind of rodent to be found. And you're checking, and it's pretty stocked by at the back. You can't really pass because of the barrels are so highly stocked up on one another, and it's quite filled at the back. But even in the front of the ship, no signs of it. And then you both have dark vision, and you can see quite well with the dark, and you can't find it. A bit of bilge water is building up in the lower part of the ship, but nothing really. Except for one crate that has been cracked open. And it seemed that there was some kind of food, grain or something, and it's been completely emptied.
Strange.
Now,
Someone been snacking.
Around the time you are finishing up on this investigation, you hear the ship bell ringing from on top. Ding, 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 ding. And it's not the normal bells to signify ATM. It's really a loud bell, quite panicky. You hear the bell ringing. And what happens, we will see in the next session.
No.
What?
What?
We're already done? Holy shit.
We played in 3 hours and 20 minutes.
Holy fuck. That went by so fast.
Welcome to D&D, darling. Time doesn't matter.
What?
And that brings me to the final scores of the evening for you all. It might be that some of you might pass the threshold for 3rd level, and I will deal with that accordingly. But there was a base score of there was a base score of 200 XP, and I'll quickly calculate how much. Give me a second. Okay, so Eleanor and Varys get 320 experience points.
Okay.
Delph, you get 300 experience points.
Yes.
And Heck and Rocky, you both get 340 experience points.
Oh shit.
240.
Sweet.
So I think some of you might pass, or all of you might pass the 900 experience points threshold. You
Yes.
started at 3, okay. So that means that you all leveled up to level 3. Indeed. For those that have never done this before, we will take care of this in between sessions. Because there is like a little update on your character sheet. You get more hit points, new skills, and stuff like that. So that might be interesting. But we'll do that in between sessions. Those that already know how to do this level up or are already aware of what you want to do, just send me your updated character sheet and I'll double check it and it should be fine.
Okay.
So, with that being said, I would like to thank you all for being here, for partaking in this. I will put an agenda out later for the next session. And I wish you all a very fine evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Next time.
This was great.
Yeah.
Well done, you all. Well done.
Well done to you. Well done to
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah, thanks for playing, y'all. This was honestly great.
Good session. Good
I've-
session.
I've taken some notes and doodled some, I think, a little bit of funny drawings, so I'll post those to the group.
Please do share your artworks.
And I didn't post last time's doodles. I'll do that when I get my other sketchbook back.
Yeah.
For now, I'll
Post that one.
I'll take pictures and post.
Yes, please
It was a
do.
lot of fun. Also, I will commemorate the leveling up with the paper hat.
That is very, very important.
Oh, actually, can I ask how do you calculate like the amount of XP that you earn? Because actually,
there was a basic XP being awarded for all the interactions and the days of travel. There was, and then I just go about, I give plus points and minus points depending on your RP things. So you scored, it was 5554 on RP, and then it's just you get bonus points if you make me laugh, and that happened quite a few times, so you get some extra XP for that. If there is combat involved, it's a little bit difficult because I have to calculate the amount of XP everyone would get from that combat and some bonus stuff like that. So it's really complicated. But it's just plain RPing and playing into your character and into your strengths and then trying different things and then being engaging that delivers quite a lot of points. So that's basically it.
Okay.
Awesome.
Sweet.
So, so don't despair if you're behind in a session. It could be that in a later session you could jump up the queue and overclass everyone. It tends to balance itself always out. So those that have played with me before but is already gone know that it tends to level itself out. So yeah, well, congratulations guys with your level 3. I think for the casters that might be actually quite an interesting level, and for the fighters as well. You get
Yes.
for subclasses. So I'm very
Subclass.
I'm gonna become a caster.
I was still following Ken, so I'm just disconnect on Roll20.
So take a good look. If you get a new subclass, all subclasses are allowed in any printed book by Wizards of the Coast, Cobalt Press, and Critical Role. So any subclass that's available in those things is you can use. If you want to do something special and you find something interesting, just send it to me. I will see if I can approve it, and then you can take that.
Yeah.
Okay.
About the subclass thing for fighter, I needed another book because I wanted to do wider.
Like a cavalier, like a mounted thing. Okay, it's in
which one was it again?
Xanatars.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'll make it available on the Dropbox, and then you can just download it.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, good, fine, super. Okay, there we go. Thank you all for being here. Wish you all very fascinating. And I'll hear from you whilst leveling up.
Yes.
Well, thanks for playing.
Bye.
Nice to be here. Bye.
Bye bye.